Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Kanode Knows. This week on the show, Bruce Crisman. If you don't know who Bruce Crisman is, I don't know what to tell you, but he won the X Games in like 2001, and then I didn't know that you'll learn in this episode the story of how he transitioned to becoming the Freecoaster pioneer that he was, and I think his impact on BMX will be felt forever. Like, it's kind of insane. Like, if you look at any modern street rider, you can attribute a little bit of it to Bruce Crisman. I remember watching his stuff over and over again as a kid, so it's kind of surreal to just talk to him, but I really enjoyed it. He's a very cool dude, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this episode. Do the things, like this video, share with a friend. I think this one is actually a good share, especially with somebody who was riding in like the early 2000s. So do that. And then if you're listening on audio, do me a favor and leave a review, like a 5-star review. And go to shopmediocre.com and get yourself a shirt if you want to support me and this whole process. Kanode Knows merch is coming soon, but for now, get yourself a Mediocre at Best shirt. That's going to be premiering, I think, in January now, but at the end of this year, we're going to have Mediocre at Best 2 premiere. So anyway, happy to have you here. Hope you enjoy this episode. Here's Bruce Crisman.
Kanode Knows.
Hi, Bruce Crisman.
How's it going, Bobby?
Cool. I'm talking to Bruce.
We've been planning this for a while, dude. You hit me up over a year ago, at least, right? A year or two ago.
It's wild to think about. I posted a story. I was like, I don't know who to do this week. And then somebody suggested you. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's funny how that works, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah. And I've been watching your progression too, man, online, following your Instagram and all that. And
hell yeah.
Super cool, man. I just love people that are out there just working, and just and passionate. Have love for BMX, man. There's nothing beats that. So
it's
thanks
crazy
for having me on.
how much it like BMX just is the thing that kind of shapes the trajectory of all of our lives.
It really has, man. It's, completely made me into who I am today. Got it. We have a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, for real.
The reasons why, and just forever grateful to have been involved in such a, I'm not even say a sport, a lifestyle. Is what it was, a lifestyle that shaped and molded me along the way, and through difficult times, through uncertainty and all that. BMX was there and just truly made me who I am. So here I am again.
In your snake bite, you and Shad, shout out Shad, we're talking about how there was a period where you went from being just like riding for fun to like kind of taking it way more serious and trying to be the best biker that you could possibly be. And I was thinking during that, I was like, I wonder what that is. What do you think you have that maybe some other people might not, or just what do you think it is about yourself, and why are you that way that you started to hone in and get like laser focused on getting better?
Yeah, totally. It came to mind right away. It really wasn't the fact of me just like trying to be the best biker or whatever. The first part I thought about when you asked that, when you mentioned that, was there was a time in my life, this goes back to like right after graduating high school. And that's the time when, imagine when you're 18, man, you're like, career path. What am I going to do? Absolutely uncertainty. You just don't know. And at that time, there was a point of desperation in my life, dude, because, it was behind the scenes more. It was more within my family. My parents are separating, which led to divorce eventually. There's a lot of, I'm not gonna say turmoil. I wasn't abused growing up or anything like that, but I was truly just lost and fearful of what my life was going to be. And I grew up a wrestler, man. I was an athlete my entire life as a young kid, a biker, a motocross rider, just an athlete in general. And the only thing I had at that time is for certainty was that I needed to use my body. I needed something to where that's the only way I knew how to fully give in. And at that time was wrestling, dude. I mean, I put in almost 15 years of just competitive wrestling, dude, training and coming out, graduating high school, coming out of that. It's just like, well, I'm burnt out of that. I truly love BMX. That is the path I want to go. And imagine this, dude. there's no like career involved at the time. There's a few people doing it. There's few people making some money. We know the names, Mirra, Hoffman, and Miron.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like a reality of me thinking like, oh dude, I'm gonna, next year I'm gonna be riding for such and such, I'm gonna be making $1,200 a month or anything. It was like, no, man. Like the pipe dream was that I somehow get a sponsor, which actually my first demo tape went to FBM of all companies.
Sick. Yeah.
And I wonder if Crandall still has that. But the only thing you're thinking at the time was like, hey, maybe I can get some flow. Maybe I can get some bike parts or something, because my damn bike's breaking every day. I need chains, cranks, pedals, the whole thing. Maybe I can find a company that'll help supplement that and guide me along this way, because I truly love BMX. I truly want to go this way, no matter how much it pays or little or much. So that's the first, that's the grounding point, dude. That's when it all began. It was just a point of desperation and me going, man, I tried college, actually tried one semester in college and dropped out. Was on a wrestling team, the whole thing.
What was your plan? What was your plan in college? What were you going to study?
Dude, I was going to wrestle my ass off. I was just going to be the best wrestler I possibly could. And I was getting good at the time. The college level is a whole different level. And I was training really hard with my buddy and his dad. And he was actually a physical trainer for Harvard University years ago. So, I mean, he had us in probably my best shape of my life, dude, at the time.
Yeah.
Dude, just jogging, lifting, all that, wrestling nonstop. And I told you the amount of years I'd already put in. I was so burnt out with wrestling at the time that I was like, bro, I remember I went home one day. A lot of things happened here. I forgot another thing happened. Blew my shoulder out as well. Spent several months.
Wrestling or riding?
Riding.
Yeah,
and that's right then. I actually quit riding amongst that time. I
didn't. What year are we talking?
We're talking like 97, between 97 and 98.
Yeah.
The summer of. And I blew my shoulder out so bad. I mean, I don't think I touched it. You looked at my bike for like 6 to 8 months or something. And just truly focused on wrestling and lifting and rehabilitating my shoulder so I could have strength again. I had like zero strength, couldn't even lift my arm. And all that stuff going on, you're training, finally back into wrestling, about to start the season, being part of a college team. And I remember I went home. I was in Coos Bay, North Bend, Oregon, wrestling at the time. And I drove home one evening, hadn't touched my bike in months. And I went out to the garage, grabbed something, and there was my bike. I actually ran into it. It was dark in the garage. I ran into it. I was like, oh, yeah, that thing.
Oh,
that pile of junk that continues to hurt me, I'm like, and I was just like, man, I just had this like tingling sensation. It's like, I just got to ride. It just hit me, dude. Like, what am I thinking? Like, I love this. I absolutely, like, here lies my passion, dude. So I went out and I rode that weekend. Just some street. I mean, I'm 19 years old, and I decided at that point. I remember like my first session. I'm driving back to college on Monday. I'm dropping out, and I'm gonna pursue bike riding, no matter what it takes. And I dropped out, and I went back, and my friends and his dad. They thought it was crazy. Might have been at the time, but I did it, and I went back home. Started working with my dad, family business, a logging business at the time. He's still doing it, actually. Yeah, man, I didn't care what the outcome was going to be, dude. I just said, this is where my heart is. I'm going to do this fully.
That's incredible that you can remember that moment, especially and you downplay it, but like having turmoil in your like family and not uncertainty and where your life's going to go. That's like, I just learned something earlier where it's like, don't downplay whatever your, quote trauma is. That can be considered trauma. Obviously it's not as bad as it could have been, but I think thinking back, you could look at it as a blessing because you had to kind of make a decision to go hard in one direction or not. People who have it comfortable don't necessarily find that fire within them. So that's dope.
Absolutely, dude. And my parents, God bless them, they just didn't know. I mean, bike riding wasn't even a thing, not even like a real sport or just a career wise. They shunned it, man. They were just like, you're being ridiculous, thinking you're gonna ride this thing. I'm constantly hurt. My shin's ripped open. The whole, man, everyday life of it.
This is a poor life choice, Bruce.
Dude, and it was, dude. All my family, the whole thing is like, it's ridiculous. My peers, everything. And I but something's in you, man. It's just the love, dude. Any other biker out there listening understands, dude. You're not gonna stop, man. I don't ride as much nowadays either, but I'm not stopping, dude. You know, it's in me. And
how often? Actually, I'm gonna pause real quick.
Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, technical difficulties. We just fixed some sound. We went from iPad to iPhone, and we're back to talk about bikes. But you know what? Before we get back to like your origin story, I'm real curious about what's going on with you in your life right now. How often are you riding, and what does life look like for Bruce Crisman?
Life's good, man. Life is awesome, dude. Right. So first and foremost, my health. You know, as I get to be an older man, now I'm more conscious about health, diet, working out consistently. As you may know, I had some injuries in the past. My back was the worst of all. Prevented a lot of things at the time, but my true focus right now is in terms of health is just staying consistent. Eating the right things when I'm putting in is everything on a daily basis, you know.
That's a fact.
And my core strengthening, come to find out, is just absolutely imperative to living with no pain. You know, I herniated my discs literally 20 years ago. I think it is. It's fun. It's crazy to think 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it happened. And if I'm not, on this regiment on a daily basis, you start feeling the effects. So right now,
herniated disc, that means it moves out of place or breaks open. Which one?
Burst. That gel things oozing out of your spinal disc.
Dude, that sounds, because I've heard herniated disc, but I've never really thought about what it is, and that's gnarly, dude.
You don't want it, man. It's no fun. Debilitates you, quite a bit. Man. Strength and all that. But
so what are you eating these days? What's because I got obsessed with that a couple of years ago with nutrition, and I love it. Yeah, dude. I never be want to say that I'm a vegetarian or vegan, whatever. I do eat meat on occasionally, just not as much anymore. My staple protein is eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. Yes.
Rice and beans, or actually not much rice, quinoa and beans, and a lot of greens, man. A lot of kale. And bok choy.
Wait, you're just eating kale, or are you putting it in smoothies or something?
No, like salads, man. Yeah. Like my staple diet, literally day to day, is going to be a hard-boiled egg, some salt, some balsamic vinegar, throw in some cashews, kale, carrots, celery, a lot of boiled vegetables. Makes a world of difference, man. I've come to find out, if I stray from that diet, dude, I'm truly feeling the effects.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It didn't start happening until my 40s, though, to be honest, man. Before that, and being on the road, with BMX, even I eat fast food. I'm telling you, bro, like 2-3 times a day.
Yeah.
I'm not health conscious at all,
The BMX diet.
Literally, like Wendy's, McDonald's, constantly do Taco Bell, and caught up with me in my 40s. I'm like, no more of that. But that's a good thing. Like I said, keeps you light and reduces how would I say, your blood sugar levels stabilized, and truly gives you more energy and motivation.
It's everything. I didn't realize how much it affects you until I actually got off bad food and drinking and started eating good food. And then once you get comfortable with that level of being, if you stop, you really feel it. You're like, oh my God, I have no energy and I'm bummed out. It's crazy how much it affects your mood. What food you affects that.
Well, when you're eating with a consistent normal diet, that your blood sugar levels stabilize, and that's normalcy. That's what we should be feeling, and we should have that drive continue throughout the day. But all that is reduced when you're just pounding down refined sugar and syrup and smoothies and all that crap. And it's just like, dude, I lived that for years. And I'm looking back, no wonder. God, I have some regrets in my diet, definitely in the past, but the here and now, I'm glad I'm more focused on, as I said, working out, eating healthy, and I honestly, I feel better than ever right now, health-wise.
Yeah. Good for you. So tell me more about the working out. What's your routine? What are you doing?
Yeah. So first thing, I'm up usually about 3:34 consistently every morning, and the first thing I do is core exercising. Literally right out of bed, dude. I head straight for my core exercises. I usually do crunches or flutter kicks. Try to get in 100 or 150 flutter kicks, right out the gate as soon as I wake up.
David Goggins, what the fuck? 3:30, dude. What are you doing?
Dude, it was so hard at first. You kind of feel like you're dying at first, dude. You kind of this is not normal. You shouldn't be doing this, but but if you stay with it, man, something changes and you're like, you have to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Same thing with the diet thing and the fluctuation of blood sugar level. It's the same thing with working out. It's like my back doesn't feel the same if I'm not doing that first thing in the morning.
That's incredible. When did that
yeah,
start?
I hit that. No, it's just to feel normal, man, with my condition, you know?
Yeah.
So I hit that first thing. I have a pull-up bar, my door jam, dude. I hit that in my pull-ups, various stretches and exercises, leg swings and all that.
Yep.
And just trying to stabilize this core, dude, so I'm not in pain. But yeah, dude. And then I don't really eat much in the morning, to be honest. I kind of, I do some coffee. That's kind of like my one thing, you know. I have some caffeine, black coffee, but usually, like I said, a hard-boiled egg or something. Try to keep it light until lunchtime, and then
good for you, dude. That's cool to hear.
Yeah,
it's amazing how many people don't think about that stuff and just kind of eat whatever, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't feel good." And it's like, no shit, dude. It's crazy.
No, absolutely. But
so,
it'll
why
catch
so early? What do you have to do throughout your day? Work a job or something? What do you do?
No, I mean, literally, yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone, it will catch up to everyone eventually. You know, no matter what people, I can get away with it. I did for 40 years, dude, and it's like, nah, no more. So
yeah,
here I am now, man, trying on the healthy path.
Where are you living?
I'm still in Portland.
Cool.
Yeah, I reside in Portland.
Your whole life, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in and out. You know, when I was traveling, kind of moved in and out. Was you know, back east for a little bit, spending time over there. First started with North Carolina, as you might know.
You were a member of the original Pro Town USA, right?
That's right, man. Yeah, 99, dude. Yeah.
I was 9 years old, maybe playing youth sports.
That's right, dude. Yeah. Dude, yeah, it was boy, we can go into that for days, dude. That was just an epic time of my life, dude. That actually happened right as I was coming out of that whole, you know, the life decision making. I was telling you, know, at home, not knowing what I was gonna do, and some things took place, and I was a Woodward camp kid, you know, out there for years.
Dish duty, right? What would you call it? Dish dog. Yeah. Dish dog.
That was my first job there. Yeah. I was a camper first in 97. I graduated high school. I went out there for like 3 weeks, and then heard about the possibility of working there and being able to, like, you know, just work, and it pays for your time there. I'm like, who wouldn't do that? You know,
absolutely.
A bike rider. So I literally washed dishes all summer and was able to ride my bike and free room and board. So,
and just improve, because Woodward is a place where it's like, you know, you can have fun, but it's like training, but training is fun in that sense.
At the time, there's no other place to be, man. The connection you make, and that's where I made my connections, dude. And like, you know, it's 98 when I first got my job, but then imagine that's when you know, Mirra is in his peak of his career, dude. And the fact that I made that connection, you know, I was living in Greenville the next year, dude. And
so tell me, do you remember meeting him for the first time and seeing him and how you felt and what you said?
Yeah. Mirra, dude. It's like literally starstruck. You know, it's like at the time we're watching VHS tapes, dude. Like that's our only resource, you know, waiting every month or month and a half for a BMX Plus to drop at Barnes and Nobles, or you know, continue rewinding a VHS tape over and over and studying it and just wanting to learn these things. And here's Mirra, dude, the guy I've been looking up to for years, in the peak of his career, dude. And let alone every single kid at camp has a Mirra signature frame or a Blammo or whatever it was, a Haro, you know?
Yeah.
And dude, yeah, I was literally starstruck. I was probably nervous and shaking when I first met him, dude. And it was just jaw-dropping sessions seeing him perform at camp. And imagine this, dude, you know, you see pro riders out there to this day, and they put together just phenomenal runs and everything, but you know, nothing beats watching a rider when he's just chilling, like not in that element, like on his home turf, you know what I'm saying? Like no pressure or whatever. And the sessions that I saw go down with Mirra, dude, under that element were just like, I think of him all the time, dude. I think literally all the time. Like, I don't, you know, suicide double trucks over a 7-foot spine, like overhead height, dude. Like, he's unbelievable sessions, dude.
What was he like towards you? Did you talk to him?
I'm sorry?
What was he like towards you? Did you talk to him?
Oh, he's the same as any other video or interview you ever seen him. He's such an awesome guy, man. So down to earth, just a true bike rider, dude. You know, just a kid that came into fame, and I believe was truly grateful for everything that he earned along the way. I don't think there's a time ever to where he was cocky or any, you know what I'm saying? I do believe that in my heart. Mirra was so humble and just grateful for everything that he had earned.
That's beautiful. I'm trying to get a picture in my head. I'm picturing full face and padded up, elbow pads, knee pads.
Straight up.
What was his bike like back then? It was like tall seat, small bars, gyro.
Yeah, tall seats. The Mirra bars, the big, heavy, fat.
Yeah. They look like 4-piece bars, but they're like
exactly
the
fat sweeps on them, and he, sometimes I think a yellow frame, sometimes full face. He just taken off his visor. Definitely elbow pads. He had the Fox. I think they were signature pad, the knee pads. But they had the Fox pads as well. Shorts all the time. He wasn't quite doing the knee pads over the jeans yet. You know,
he's rocking jean shorts, dude. What an era! It's a beautiful thing. You know,
literally, right?
That shit's coming back. Jean shorts are fucking in right now. It's
bring it all back, man. 97.
So we're at Woodward, and you're kind of learning. Is there any potential? Are you sponsored at this point, or
no,
what?
Nothing like that.
What's the first taste of the industry for you?
It was Camper 97, Dish Dog in 98, and it was in 98 that, do you remember the B3 contest? ESPN had B3 Bikes, Boards, and Blades. You might want to look it up. Yeah, it was Bikes, Boards, and Blades. It was when they implemented all three together, on the same street or ramp course. And the rollerblade, what I say, pardon me. Oh, they had the amateur series at the time. It was the same time they actually had both pro and amateur going. And that I think it was at Woodward Camp was the last stop the second to last stop before the amateur series was going. But that was the last year they did it. And I'm there, riding. They had it out in the cage at the time. I don't know if that ramp setup's still there, Woodward, Pennsylvania.
I think I remember the cage being there. Not too long ago, 10 years ago at least.
Cage, probably a different setup, but big box jump and all that. But anyway, I had the option of riding it that summer. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna give it my all. And I actually won that contest, which was like, man, it was unbelievable. I did not expect to win that contest, dude. And at that point, I kind of established a relationship with Nyquist. Nyquist and I are pretty much the same age and would ride together quite a bit, and along with Dave. And they thankfully Dave put in a word for me, I guess both him and Nyquist, to put me on the Haro flow team. And that was, as we said, dream come true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not thinking about paychecks at the time, nothing like that. It's just like how they actually.
I was just looking up. I was trying to find footage of your B3 contest. Does footage exist? From that Woodward one?
I don't have any. I know that. Yeah, that's
maybe it exists out there. Somebody could send it.
Up. Yeah, man.
Again, I'm trying to get a picture in my head. Describe your bike setup at that time, if you can.
Same as Dave's. Everything copycat. Whatever Dave was running, bro. Literally clothes wise, dude. Like everything, man. He was my hero.
Just a half shell helmet. Is that what you call it? I don't know.
ProTech. I don't know. I call it. ProTech,
not a
whatever.
full face. Yeah.
No, I was running full face, man. And I took off my visor when Dave did too, of course.
Hell yeah.
So, aerodynamics, that was my
so dope. Do you remember any of the tricks that you were like pretty hyped that you landed in that contest?
It was a little bit different style than I really didn't have. I wasn't doing like tail whips and stuff at the time, and maybe I don't even think truck drivers. Man, I was doing this trick which I actually copied one of our local riders, Twin Fin. I was really into. I would do my banger, dude, was like over the box, no foot frame grab. Yeah, no foot frame grab to no foot one hander. Almost like a Matt Hoffman type combo on vert. You know what I mean? Like that was my banger, dude. Other than that, it was just all about transfers and X ups, X downs, whatever, and some bar spins. But
wait, let's stick on that trick that you just said. So your feet go off the sides of the bike, like on either side still, and you have one hand on the handlebar and one hand on the frame.
Correct.
And then you let go of your handlebar hand.
No. Then let go of your frame and then straight to one. Yeah, no hand, one foot.
Sick, dude. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that trick's rad.
This is a Grok generated ad for Dance Comp. Hey, BMX freaks. You think you've seen the best deals? Think again, you crazy bastards. Dance Comp is dropping a code so hot it'll make your wallet do a backflip. Cha-ching. Slap in Kanode at checkout and watch your savings skyrocket. It's like finding the key to the ultimate piggy bank, you lucky dogs. Every click on Dance Comp is your ticket to BMX glory. You could be riding the latest and greatest, or you could be cruising on last year's leftovers, you poured sod. Sod. So hit up Dance Comp for gear that's tight. Use Kanode as a code and get 15% off and you'll shine so bright. Dance Comp, where savings are real and your ride's gonna make everyone kneel. You savvy mother... Wow, it's cussing at me. All right, that's the ad. Go to dancecomp.com and use code Kanode. Welcome to Phoenix, where the sun blazes and the bikes, well, they ride like they're on fire. You're cruising down 43rd Avenue thinking, I need a bike shop that's as rad as my tricks. Look no further than Unity Ride Shop, where bikes don't just ride, they party. At Unity Ride Shop off of Bethany Home and 43rd Avenue, we're not just selling bikes, we're sponsoring the local legends who make BMX look easy. Got a flat? We've got you. Need a new frame? We've got the hookup. Want to join a community that eats, sleeps, and breathes BMX and biking? You've found your crew. We're so active in the bike scene, our tires are made from the rubber of community spirit. Unity Ride Shop, where your bike isn't just a ride, it's your ticket to the coolest club in town. Drop by, say hi, and let's make some wheelie good memories. Unity Ride Shop, because every ride should feel like you're part of something bigger. See you on 43rd Ave and Bethany Home at Unity Ride Shop, where the bikes are hot and the scene's even hotter. Okay, good. That's a good ad. Welcome to burnslow.co, where BMX legends don't just ride, they redefine cool. We're not just clothing, we're an attitude. Jackets tougher, we're an attitude is ridiculous. Jackets tougher than your dad's leather, and shirts so exclusive they're practically a second skin for your swagger. Our media, it's like if Tarantino made a BMX movie but with less feet and more style. Think of it as the soundtrack to your most epic bike ride, making your neighbors think you're running an underground bike club. Sounds of BMX bike jumping. So, if you want to dress like you've been knighted by the BMX gods or watch content that screams legend, hit up burnslow.co, because why just ride when you can rain? And end with a cool bike bell ring and a fading echo of burnslow.co. All right, thanks. Back to the show.
Give it a go, man. To think back to this and like, because for me, in my experience of Bruce Crisman, I was coming of age 2007, 2008, getting into it. So you had transitioned to the new Bruce with the Freecoaster and pioneering that shit. And so like I had no clue that like you were X Games gold medalist, like park riding son of a bitch. So I went back and I was like, no way, Bruce, damn. Yeah. That's really crazy to picture all this. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you get on Haro, and what was that like back then? Like, was there a contract? Was it official, or was it just kind of low key? Here's a bike.
Yeah, it was low key at first. You know, I spent my however many months there at Woodward, dish dog, go back home knowing that Haro was about to send me some bike and parts and all that, and some shirts. And about a week later, shows up my front door. I'm just tingling, man.
Geeking.
Couldn't believe it. Yeah, just could not believe it. Like, it's unbelievable. And remember my parents going, well, it's kind of crazy, you know, giving my son a bike. And but yeah, I pieced that thing together, man. And just, I mean, God, I repped so proudly, man. Just so happy to be on Haro. No money deal. No money deal at the time, you know. And I think it was shortly after even there was a Sydney, Australia trip that came up. This is 99, right? And Dave and Ryan, for whatever reason, couldn't make it. They were doing a lot of promo stuff at the time, TV stuff and all that. And they asked myself and Chad DeGroot, because Chad DeGroot was on Haro at the time as well as a Flatlander.
Legend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. We had an epic time out there. Ended up getting up there like, hey, can you be on a plane? Can you be in Sydney like next week? And I'm like, yeah. And because I'm working with my dad at the time, you know, cutting trees, logging and that. And I get on a plane, go out to Sydney. It was a 3-week trip. It was actually a crazy trip, man. I actually got like a virus, dude, right off the plane. I got sick.
Ooh,
like to where like strep throat. And still did some demos. You know, it was gradually getting worse as the time went on there. Yeah, that was my first trip with them. Spent 3 weeks there. Actually hung out with Colin McKay and his friends, amongst others, Clint Miller and them. And came back, and then I think there was some other trips involved. They were just kind of like getting a feel of me, you know what I mean? Getting a feel and sending me to contests. And
well, hold on, let's stay on Sydney real quick. Let's stay on Sydney because this is your first official sponsored trip, right? And
sure,
you said 99.
99, yeah, I believe it was 98, 99. Had to been 99.
And I'm trying to picture because like nowadays teams go on a trip and it's like you better film a video there. Was there as much emphasis on video back then, or was it let's get you to this contest?
No, but actually, Shad has all the footage. I gave him it was, God, what did I record on? It wasn't mini DV at the time. It was the bigger
High
tapes.
8?
A high 8. It was high 8.
Yeah.
I took a high 8 camera out there and I filmed my trip. Shad, you look on Snakebite, actually. The footage is on there. Yeah, it's Bruce Crisman trip to Australia or something. He posted it last year or the year before.
Dude, Shad is doing the Lord's work with Snakebite YouTube channel. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, dude, Shad's the best, dude. All he's done for the Portland scene, I can go on about that. Shad's awesome. You compiled that, a video of that trip, and it was it's kind of funny looking back on that.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it. Bruce Crisman's Australian Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give this a couple of viewing right now.
Yeah, I remember it was on Clint Miller's backyard half pipe. He had a box jump and a half pipe, and I was trying to flip fakies on it with a full face. So I was trying to learn that, and I actually got knocked out. I don't know if the footage is in it. It doesn't look like anything crazy happening, but I actually rung my bell and was unconscious there for a little bit.
Let's see it. Hold on. I wish I had a young Jamie, like Joe Rogan. Just pull that up, dude.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just me pulling it up.
No kidding.
So we can see that. You can see it, right?
That was a dude doing push-ups in the airport before the trip for the flight out. I was with Chad.
Look at him.
He was cranking him out, dude. He kept doing sets. I mean, totally understandable, man. You're on a plane for 15,
you gotta get your
hours
on. Look at baby Chad. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Look at the kicks, dude. Those Adidas are fire.
It was real, dude. It was happening.
Yeah.
And Chad having beer right away.
Is he rocking puka shells? Look up.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then we're riding dirt.
Yeah, this was I don't recall the locations here, but maybe Brisbane.
Still
maybe
though,
Sydney.
it's really cool to see.
That's Kenny Raggett. Yeah, he's epic. He became my roommate in Greenville with Colin McKay. It was Colin McKay and him, my roommates.
Just that is straight up the Dave Mirra bike right there. That's incredible.
Yeah, that was I think Mike Daly. Yeah, Mike Daly, man. Oh my God, he's epic. There's Kenny. He was so awesome. He did the Suicide at Bars. Mike Daly again. That guy, one of the best mini ramp riders. Just amazing mini ramp rider.
And
front brake master.
Clint?
Oh no, that's Kenny.
Oh,
Kenny
okay.
Raggett.
Got it.
Yeah, that was my roommate in Greenville.
So this like sparks in my head a question I wanted to talk to you a little bit about. At least is just the way that technology has progressed from your career. You got to witness magazines and VHSs all the way up to Instagram clips and whatever we got going on right now.
Yeah.
Which have you preferred? Like what era has been your favorite?
Oh, for sure the early, man.
The early one, yeah.
The anticipation, the the weight that there's Clint right there. How amazing is he? The early, man. I just think deep about this one, dude. There was just nothing beat that sensation of finally getting your subscription, your copy. Nothing like. I mean, it's good now. Don't get me wrong, bro. I'm blown away, dude. Nowadays, it's so nuts. You see one thing, you see a big trick happen nowadays, and someone's doing it 10 minutes later better. It's just how it is, dude. And that's fine, dude. Like, I love BMX now, dude. I can't tell you, like, it was good then, it's good now. But me being the not old schooler, the mid schooler, there's just something ingrained in me that I'll never forget. That grind, dude, and that strive of just
and
all
the
around.
the delayed gratification makes it that much sweeter when it shows up.
Yes,
That's
exactly, cool. Man.
All right, so I totally what's it called? I tangentialized right there. Let's get back
good?
to
we're on Australia for big.
Haro.
You threw me back to 99. That was it. But yeah, that trip was crazy, man. I was there 3 weeks. I said I got sick bad for like the first week and a half. And as soon as I had a fever, the whole thing, man. And right when it broke, right when I was healthy, we had a session at some concrete, everything was concrete ramps, aside from Clint's ramps. But I ended up rolling my ankle so bad, dude. Like the day I got healthy, and I had like a week and a half left, and I rolled it to where it's like, dude, it's black and blue and swollen, and I was like, dude, crap, like really, right after being sick, and I ended up just like said, screw it, I'm just gonna put like a brace, and I just duct taped it every day the remainder of the trip,
and just rode through it.
pretty much. Yeah,
You can't blame you. Like being a kid, first trip, you're in Australia. It's like, I'm gonna make it happen.
dude, literally, dude. Yeah, I feel like my whole career at the beginning was just like that, because you're always injured, man, when you're competing constantly and you're trying to prove yourself. And I mean, dude, I got Mirra and Nyquist that are, you know, above me, and it's just like, dude, I got a lot to prove, man, to even
absolutely
to have that position. Like, they believe in me for whatever reason. I got to show them I deserve this product. So
I think going on a trip like that is one of the best learning experiences, at least in my opinion. Like, it made me kind of change perspective or figure stuff out. What were some early lessons that you learned kind of about BMX, the industry, or just life in general from traveling with the pros?
Well, I soon, after having the privilege of traveling internationally, I became in love with languages, man, with culture itself. Yeah. So before you knew it, you know, I realized, hey, man, this guy's, you know, Haro, Adidas, whomever is sending me out for free, represent this product, and I can actually book these flights. I can actually extend these flights and stay 2-3 months at a time and learn about this culture, learn a language and all that. And I just, that was the most fascinating part about it. You know,
that's incredible.
To this day. Yeah, to this day. And we had that conversation, man. The best thing I ever got about out of BMX was the people I met. To this day, the friends I made and the experiences I had. And so, before you know it, I mean, this is earlier on, you know, like 99, 2000. Well, I extended my first stay, you know, in Australia.
No shit, your first trip ever, you were like,
literally extended.
A bit longer.
Yeah, totally. So then same thing happened next year. I ended up staying in Spain for a while. Stayed with Sergio Laios and his family, actually.
Wow.
Biki Gomez. Those are my bros, dude. It's close and personal.
Dude, tell me about. I've been a Sergio fan forever. That's so interesting. What was it like staying with his family?
Oh, it's so amazing, man. His mom's a sweetheart. His brother's an amazing person. They're so. I never seen a family more supportive of him, and he was like 14, dude, and shredding. You know, he like the style you see now. Like you saw his passion. You knew it would develop into that. You know, I'm not surprised at all. He's unbelievable now. I knew that was coming, dude. Yep. And that with the support from the family he had, like a mom that constantly, you know, just completely supported him and his brother. I just saw it coming. And then same with Biki Gomez, you know, as well. That guy's so awesome.
I don't know Biki Gomez. Tell me.
Biki Gomez, pro flatlander.
Okay.
Red Bull. Yeah, he's big time, man. VIKI.
Yeah.
But you hit him up, follow him, bro. He's sick, dude.
Follow right now. Let's go.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's still going too. He's in it.
Oh, he's
dope.
Yeah, I don't know how many times world
champion. Both of them, longevity is wild.
Absolutely. I know. That's why I look at it, it's like, dude, 20 plus years, you still going, man. Like better than ever. Biki literally better than ever right now.
So sick.
So much respect for that guy. But yeah, just did trips like that, man. I was really infatuated with learning Spanish as well. So I just do extended periods of time out there over in Spain, and just
how's your
Spanish as far as I can. Hablo un poquito, sí.
Sí.
But yeah, just, you know, better when I'm in the realm of it. But
yeah, it's amazing being around it. Like, kind of forces your brain to remember it all.
And that's the reason why I did it, man. When you're around like his mom, brother, you know, little English, so it's just like, bro, you're just forced into that element, and you're gonna learn no matter what. You got to eat. You know,
dude, and you don't have Google or translation in your phone back then. How are you learning Spanish when you're there?
I had a miniature dictionary. It was literally, I found it at Barnes and Nobles. It was like this big. There was a Spanish dictionary, and I carried that in my pocket everywhere there. And then I had a notepad as well. I carved down this pencil, whittled it down to like 2 inches with a little notepad as well. And I would write down 20 words a day that I wanted to learn, just 20 Spanish words I had no idea how to say. And I'd write English on one side, and then the Spanish word on the other side, and then fold it, you know, and then I'd be looking at it and challenge myself throughout the day. And the biggest thing to help me learn my Spanish was I'd go out, and I'm already like jet lagged, you know, my schedule's off, and I'd go out in the early mornings. You're like talking 4:35 in the morning, right when the markets are opening up in Madrid and all that. And I would just talk with strangers, man. I would talk with strangers of all different age ranges, you know, because they all speak a different language or different dialect. You know what I'm saying? Like the young kid, kind of more slang, as opposed to the 70-year-old or 80-year-old. They're going to talk a little bit different to you. Most of the time I didn't understand them, but I was just sponging up that information, man.
That's incredible.
That was one of my biggest turns in learning Spanish.
Yeah, in this era, these early trips, like 99, 2000, 2001, how old are you at that point?
Yeah, born in 79, so it was, you know, like
22-ish.
20, yeah, 19, 20, 21-ish.
Yeah.
Right,
cool. Formative years, and that's where your brain is a sponge. So that's incredible, dude.
Yeah, and I got to send a shout out to Nathan Panonzik. Really was one of my biggest influence. He was a pro flatlander at the time as well, and good friend of Beaky's as well. Canadian from, I think, Vancouver, Canada, just above me, and he moved to Malaga. He moved down there where Ruben Alcantara is from. Yeah, and he was, I don't know how many years. He spent years down there, dude, just roaming around Spain and Europe, up and down, but he resided in Malaga, and that guy's absolutely fluent in Spanish. And he was my biggest influencer as far as like just living and taking on culture to the highest level you can, just learning about it, you know. And I wouldn't have been doing it if it wasn't for Nathan's influence, literally.
Yeah. So let's talk about this, you know, Spain trip. What is the purpose? I mean, are you entering a contest? Is that why that happens, or is it?
Man, what is it? God, what happened? I'm trying to think. I know I did a contest in Malaga at the time, but I have a feeling that was afterwards. I don't remember, man. I know I hooked up with Beaky, with Sergio. I think they did they were over here in the States doing contests, and I want to get this right. But I think more or less they just invited me over, you know, like I went over for an event. I definitely went over for that Malaga event. I got the trophy up there even. It's kind of cool. I keep stuff inside of it. But I just, again, like I was like, okay, here's an opportunity, go learn more Spanish. And I have 2 different families I'm going to stay with. And
so dope. And you're just saving up, doing your logging so that you can afford to stay out there for a while, or
well, at the time Haro had started investing more in me. They were just like, okay. I started doing a lot better at contests, and they were like, you know, we're gonna keep sending them all over. There was the bike sports and blades thing we were talking about earlier, the B3 contest, and it was truly a circuit. You know, there was like, I mean, it's not just, you know, bike sports and blade going. There's concerts, there's professional musicians, like a fair almost at the time, literally a circuit. So they was kind of like, so I'm gonna stay consistent. This is what I want to do. So they started, you know, sending me over international competitions as well, including the Worlds, including Bike 2000. That was the first time I went to England for a Bike 2000. And it kind of just gradually built into that. They just, you know, found it liable to send, you know, invest a travel budget into me.
Especially back then, because like if you're making your presence known at a big contest that's also a festival, it's like that's huge for the company. That's a good idea.
Absolutely. And it was right about then. I think we had just at 2000, I finally signed a contract, and that was crazy. That was the dream come true status for me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I signed for $450 a month with Haro at the time, and I'd moved out to Greenville, North Carolina. Had 2 roommates. I don't remember what the expense was. It's somewhere around, with, you know, utilities, everything included. It's probably like $480 total for our 2-bedroom. So we're pitching in $180 or whatever, and I had like just over $250 left over for food or whatever it is. And so I'm going out, man. Mind you, if I'm not earning something extra off a contest or whatever, I have $250 to my name. And I'm living off of iceberg lettuce, bologna, mayonnaise, bananas, and yogurt, dude, and maybe some tuna fish if I could afford it that month. You know, like that was my staple, dude. And and I love the contest too, because I mean, if you can earn an extra $600-700, dude, that's more than my extra paycheck.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So I'm curious about the specifics about you signing that contract. Do you remember where you were and what you were thinking? Did you show your parents, like, look?
I think I did. Yeah, I mean, there were no camera phones or anything. You know, it's hard to, like, you know, show them an image back then. But I think it was at Haro. Man, I'm trying to think back of that too. I think it was at Haro. We're doing a trip down there. I believe Mirra was down there as well. Tony D. Don't know what that guy's doing anymore, but he was the team manager at the time. And they brought me in and said, hey, here's, you know, brought in an agreement, see if you wanted to sign. includes travel budget, product, this and that. It's going to
So
keep you on the
good.
road, keep you alive and in pursuit of what you want to do with your life.
Yeah. Did you
And,
get to meet Bob?
Bob? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did.
Hell yeah.
You know, throughout, events, X Games stuff and all that. But yeah, definitely hung out with Bob, dinners and all that.
Yeah.
You know, Brad
So-
Lusky was part of the team as well at the time.
So you just go, you go into the. I'm sorry if I'm droning on too much
I
about
love
it,
it,
but
man.
it's
Bring it
very
on.
interesting to
Fun.
think
This
about.
is memory lane for me too. So
Yeah.
all good.
So you walk in at where is it? Vista, California.
Yeah, was that the headquarters in? I believe. I forget all the location, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so you walk into this headquarters. It's a warehouse or it's a office type of business looking place. Is there a conference table? Or are they sliding it across? Or
it's
tell
actually
me about
Haro's quite fancy at the time. Mirra's making some money, making them
Yeah.
some money at the time. You know, so you walk in and it's like kind of in a would you say commercial area, buildings and that, and you walk in, it definitely looks like corporate. You know, the
Yeah.
big desk there, someone lady checking you in or whatever. And maybe Bob came greeted us back then. Definitely Tony, Brad, Lusky, and you know, showed us the warehouse, the whole thing. Like, God, this is fascinating. It's unbelievable. This is happening to me. And then take me into a room. Like, here's a contract. Here's what we
sign
got.
your life away, boy.
Yeah, literally, dude. And you know, $450 to me at the time, like 4,500 nowadays. So
for real though.
I mean,
And did they make you feel? Did they make you feel special walking you around the place? Like, this is our new sponsored. This is our newest pro.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, but I mean, dude, it's Mirra, dude. I'm under his coattails at the time. No matter what, dude, it's still Mirra, and everyone's there for him.
They're like, welcome to the team. Have you seen Dave Mirra?
No, literally, dude. But what a privilege. Still, I didn't care, man. Like,
yeah,
God, man, I'm still here traveling with that guy, and but yeah, they did make me. I'm forever grateful, man. You know, that lasted couple years, and they provided for me, man. I gotta thank them for that. You know.
That's great. And you said it lasted a couple years. What's the highlight from your Haro days? What's the biggest highlight? Is that when you win X Games?
No, that was so in 2000, probably the highlight. Oh, actually, it was back-to-back years. I think it was 90. No, pardon me. It was the 98. I won the amateur, 98, 99. Sorry, I'm getting the dates screwed up. But and then there's my first year. One of my first pro contests, big pro contest, was at Woodward, the same spot at the cage, and I won that pro contest. So that's what helped escalate me as well, you know.
Yeah.
I guess started taking me more serious. They did, and then but yeah, then I ended up, dude. Mirra, you got to imagine, is so big at the time, dude. I don't know the numbers. Maybe I have no idea how many bikes the guy sold, but I mean, he was so big. His name on TV. You know, the face of X Games, the whole thing, most decorated athlete. They had him to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a thing for them sort of letting me go, whatever. And they actually did guide me. I remember Tony coming and be like, hey, I know Diamondback's looking or whatever.
Okay.
And it led to that, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember exactly how we parted ways, but we did, Haro and I. And I pretty much immediately, you know, get a hold of Diamondback and they're like, yeah, let's do it. You know, start me out with a small budget. Again, I don't know how much that was at the time.
Yeah. Do you remember like Tony at Haro maybe gave you the connection at Diamondback? Definitely. Or you already had the relationship?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to set me straight for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No wrongdoing there.
How did you feel about it back then, getting off Haro and onto Diamondback?
You know, I mean, bro, I didn't really put much thought into it. I'm just riding at the time. You know, I'm just like, I just needed to continue this avenue, you know, like it wasn't like I didn't care how I was going to have what name or what to an extent, but I just needed support to continue with this lifestyle. And if that meant, you know, Diamondback, which is a liable name at the time, think about it, you know, it's definitely respectful name and big name. So I figured, hey man, why not pursue that? They offered me a substantial, you know, salary at the time, good for me at the time, and same deal, product, traveling, the whole thing. It was almost like going to the same kind of sponsor, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, definitely. But,
and this is what, 2003? Is that what you
2001.
said? Oh, 2001. Okay.
Yeah, 2001. And then, so I signed with them, and then that was the year that I won the X Games. It was the year before, in 2000, was the first time I'd qualified in San Francisco. And then I didn't quite make finals. I don't think I was like 11th, 12th place or something, but that was fine. It was just
dude. You win X Games right after you leave. Haro
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, whatever. You know,
that had to feel good, like showing them. That's amazing.
It's whatever. It wasn't even like that, you know. But,
yeah.
The fact that I didn't plan to do it anyway, man. I just showed up, bro. I'm just riding, and even it's like the year before, you know, you just doing so many contests. I happen to qualify. I get there in 2000 to San Francisco. I witnessed the first one. I think it was the first double backflip in contest. Was that Mirra? I think it was. Yeah, the first double back. Like, dude, this is epic. Just being here, man. I see Korn play live.
Nice.
No Doubt perform.
Wow.
I met Macho Man Randy Savage, dude. Like, that to this day is one of the biggest highlights of my life, dude. Macho Man. I shook hands with him.
Hey, brother.
Literally that. Yeah, literally that. Like, just a beast of a man. And actually, it's funny. I tell my friends, he was actually out in the crowd, just shaking hands with everyone doing the Macho Man thing. And he kept going, "Where's Dave Mirra? Anyone know where Dave Mirra is?" Like, because they had the Slim Jim thing going at the time. He was there promoting Slim Jim, and so was Dave. Dave was sponsored by Slim Jim.
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
Literally, yeah.
That's amazing.
So, but yeah, then the following year, you know, I get there again through contest stuff, and yeah, I didn't plan for any of that stuff, dude. It just happened. I showed up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've told this story before, but I am curious about, like, you're saying you didn't plan on it, but you have to at least be training a little bit for a contest like that, or is it legit at this point just second nature and you're just doing full speed tricks all the time to get ready for it, and then boom, into the contest?
Yeah, dude, I'm already riding hard. You know, look at the people. Again, I'm still riding with Mirra and Nyquist and Alistair Witten and all, like Miron. I'm still, you know, month to month or week to week still on the circuit and having to perform, and a lot expected out of you. So it's like you just trying your best possible already. And when I get there, dude, I'm like, it would be a dream come true if I made finals. That was my only thought process, straight up, like nothing more. If I make top 10, oh my God, dude, like I just not even thinking about the money, but the money would be good still. Yeah. But I just was focusing on that, and Mirra fell, dude. Come on. If he wouldn't have fallen, dude, like, let's get real. He would have won the contest. You know what I'm saying? So I can only take so much pride, if at all, in that winning. And same with Nyquist and Miron, dude. Miron, I don't know if you saw that run or if you pull it. He does like on like a 10-foot 540 on a 10-foot quarter pipe, dude.
Yeah. What do I look up here? J Miron.
J Miron. So put J Miron X Games run 2001.
2001.
Yeah, man. And yeah, you just it just so happened, you know, those guys fell. I was right there riding consistently, and that's how it happened.
What do you think about the difference in courses over the years?
I feel like, is this it?
I'm pretty sure. J Miron 2001 X Games.
BMX yeah, that's it. Yeah. I thought that was the 540. That's not the 540 run, but I mean, it's still amazing. You know what? They're incredible, man. They finally became more consistent. I say, you know, look here, that you almost get kind of lost with the banks over there on the left. Sorry, there's a speck on there, but I think they're. Dude, look at that. Damn. You know what I mean, dude? Like, how am I competing with that, dude? I'm doing truck drivers and maybe a tail whip straight over a box jump.
Yeah, and
definitely not a 360 tail whip. So,
from your run, what do you think sticks out in your mind the most? Like, was pushing it, or what are you most proud of from your gold medal run?
Well, it was. I think I got highly graded on the bar spin one-hand fufanu, really, just because it was kind of an original trick. And be honest, man, I mean, I kind of got credit for doing that, but Josh Harrington was one of the first guys I ever saw do it. We were riding. You know, he's a Greenville local.
Yep.
Josh, super young at the time, maybe 15 years old, riding for Eastern.
That's baby Harrington right there.
Yeah, riding for Eastern. And that guy, man, so talented. And we rode together a lot, you know, out there. And there was a sub box set up, and we would try different variations, combinations of fufanu tricks and all that. So I got to give credit to Josh for that, man. He was truly one of the first guys to do that trick. I just stayed consistent with it and happened to piece together my run here. But the coolest thing about this setup here was, this bowl, if you're familiar with Burnside Skate Park,
Yeah.
in Portland, it was very similar to that quarter crank there.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
But it was so similar to the Burnside setup that I've been riding for years since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I just felt comfortable with that setting. I just felt like
you're
everything
flowing all over the place really well. This is
exactly
solid run.
That's it. Yeah, and I did what I could do. I wasn't trying to. That was a huge box jump too. I wasn't going to try to do some crazy trick and mess up my run. But
but a Manny Tabes and an X Games run back then is so sick. The Smith to X up, dude, was fucking boom. I love it.
Thanks, man. By then I'm fatigued, man. I was trying to get over with my run.
It's funny to hear you say like quarter crank. We're always our own biggest critic. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
You're like,
Hey, man, yeah, we're perfectionists, right?
Yep. It's never good enough. Like, yeah, it's just the way it goes. And look at you going backwards without a Freecoaster back then. That's Mama Bear?
Yeah, that's my biggest fan, bro.
That's beautiful. And then here, since they cut earlier, here's the bar spin to one hand. That's actually insane, dude. I love it.
That's such a fun trick, man. The way it flows, it's actually not as hard as you think, dude. The way if you throw the bars, if you have the lever on the right side and you spin inward left hand, it actually flows perfect, dude. This is the way it sets up. So
look at this young blood, man. It's wild this is a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it really is.
Diamondback. What's on your helmet? What do we got on your helmet?
We got going back. Diamondback. SCG shoes. My true first sponsor, shoe sponsor.
Yeah.
Out of North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. Steve Haro, represent. Got a shout out to him. And what do we got in here? I know I had to dig. Thor as well. Because Thor was
is that
gloves.
Yeah, gloves. Nice.
Yeah, gloves. It was part of like co-sponsorship through Diamondback.
Yeah,
man. And there was a dig. I think there was a dig sticker. Dig magazine.
Dude, yeah. When was 30? They just got 30 years old, so that would be 1994.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
been always huge supporters of me, man. Love those guys over there.
They're the best.
Yep.
Well, this is interesting to me because this period of time I had no clue about, and going back and learning later on was incredible. But what happened in between getting an X Games gold medal and Facad, for example? Because for me, the Facad and Federal was the shit,
Thanks, man. So that's I think back here. I was like 2001. Mirra invited me to the Dave Mirra. What's it called? Dave Mirra Super Tour. I think. Did you ever remember watching that? Did you ever see that? Dave Mirra Super Tour. It was ESPN put it on, and it's a bus load of guys touring across the U.S. filming. It's almost like a props video, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Shad's got it on Snakebite here. I love it.
Sure. Shad might be was Shad one of the filmers? I don't remember. No, he's props filmer. I remember. Yeah, it's cool. He has everything on there. Jeez. There's Dennis McCoy.
Yep.
And right there we were playing the world champion paintball team. They divided us up. We weren't playing against them. They kind of sessioned with them. Colin McKay, Nyquist. Oh geez, I forgot about this dude. This is hilarious.
And here we go. Here's Bruce.
There's me. Yeah.
I remember I was going to ask, like, you look like an athlete back then, obviously, and you have the discipline from being a wrestler. Did you get your party on during these years?
Not much, man. I mean, growing up as a kid, I dabbled, drinking some beer, smoking some pot and stuff like as a kid. But no, I soon found out, if I want to take biking serious. I remember it was one time I was telling my wife that she asked me kind of the same question. And I'm young, bro. I'm 16 years old. And or it's probably 17, and I'm starting to take the riding thing more serious. And I go out one night with my cousins, and we're drinking, we're smoking the pot, and I go to Burnside the next day, and I felt as though I had lost everything that I had been working on my bike for 3 months. I couldn't even hardly do a nose to toothpick, different style riding back then.
Yep.
I mean, I'd lost everything, bro. And I was like,
was that really worth it?
Yeah.
Like question yourself, man. What do you want? Like, what, you gonna go that direction, or do you love BMX? And I literally like lessened that lifestyle to almost zero at that time, dude. I was like, no. So
That's unbelievably wise. That's good for you. Good for you. I love it.
It really is, man. It really is. I mean, I'll have a glass of wine, social drinker nowadays or whatever, but I just it's not worth it in the long run, man. If you have big goals in mind, if you want to pursue your dreams and all that, you might as well just keep that stuff out.
Yeah, it legit just makes everything so much harder. You have to succeed despite your drinking or your partying. It's not a good move. I can't say I was the same, but I admire the spirit.
Yeah.
Super Tour is incredible. That's cool. That comes after the X Games.
So right then, at some point, I think Rick Molinterno comes on. Maybe we're like around his area traveling through standard bikes. I'm sure you know Rick Molinterno, right? Freecoaster master, dude. I'd always looked up to Rick. And at the time, if you look at my previous footage, like video parts, I'm actually doing a lot of fakie tricks, but with a cassette. But I'm pedaling back when I'm sitting down and I'm pedaling backwards. And I'm at the same time I'm looking at people like Lucky, Johnny Engelbert, looking at Rick Molinterno. I'm going, man, that's just like, I'm getting curious on how it would feel to ride a Freecoaster, And at the time there really was no like developed strong Freecoaster, street coaster.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure what type they're using at the time, but Rick Molinterno comes on the tour and I jump on his bike and I'm just like, dude, I don't know. Have you ride Freecoaster to this day?
Yeah.
Okay, you do. You know how it feels, the transition, right? After riding the set for years.
First time doing it, it's like,
it's not like people think, dude. You don't just do a 180 and a half cab out normal. You're used to that, that leverage and the whole thing. And I was just like, it threw me off. I'm like, dude, I can't even half cab. Like it took me 15 tries to do a sketchy, ugly half cab, right? And I'm just like, I love challenges, man. I just knew in my heart, like, that's my direction, dude. But at the same time, I'm a contest rider, so I have all this expected of me and everything. You can't do tail taps the same, manuals, anything the same. And so I kind of secretly put together might have been an Odyssey Hub. They were developing Freecoaster at the time. And I put together a spare wheel and would travel around with that. I remember going down Seth Kimbrough. I was spending a lot of time down in Alabama, and he had some a mini ramp and box set up in his backyard. I'm like, dude, let's try this on. Let's throw it on. And he adapted so well, dude. That guy's so talented. It's unbelievable. Like it seemed like he just got it overnight. It seemed like instantly,
big time.
And I'm still doing it. And he, I was trying it out a lot when I was down in Alabama, and then just gradually implementing into my style, but still riding contests. So just still kind of scared to make the full commitment,
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it was. And then I eventually threw off the brakes, just got tired of brakes, dude. I was just kind of like, man, I get bored of things, Bobby. I'm just like, if I do too much of the same thing for so long, dude, I literally just lose interest, dude. And through my bike riding, I had just been grinding, dude. Like imagine for 98, 9, that's going year after year round. I'm just like, I'm just getting bored of this pegs brake style setup, man. It's way simpler to not have brakes. And then, before discovering the Freecoaster, here's a new element, something I have to, I work for to learn. I'm almost relearning my bike style. And so at that time, I'm getting to the point now, I have my major back injury. This is 2004, and throughout my back, and it's so bad. Like there's at one point, I remember, I know it's because the nerves are pinched, whatever. I actually collapsed on the ground at one point, and the nerves are pinched, and I was paralyzed from the neck down for like 30 seconds. I had no feeling in my body. I couldn't move my feet, my legs, or anything. I'm freaking out, dude.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'm on the ground face first. I collapsed down, and I'm just like, that was the game changer. Like, I had to take a break off. I had to take a break from BMX. I was even signed to Adidas, and we're kind of going past that, but I was signed with Adidas. A lot expected of me, and I actually didn't ride for like 8 months. That's how long like it took for me to rehabilitate myself.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I'm just like, okay, what am I going to do about my career path? This is all I know at this point. It hurt me to do like tail taps, like the stress that it was putting on my spinal cord, and it hurt me to continue with that riding style that I had been, building for years. And so I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm throwing on a Freecoaster. I'm just going to have fun on my bike, brakeless Freecoaster, pegless, make my bike light as possible. And I just literally jibbed around for months, dude.
Sick.
And started just I'd wake up every day. And I mean, I'm a pro biker at the time. That's all I had to do on my schedule was just meditate on my direction. I know I like making videos. I've been doing it since I was in high school. I think I want to start a company called Facad. I think I want to put together a bike team and make a video part that's completely different from what I've been doing. And then I started dreaming about fakie hops, and kind of the rest is history right there, dude. But yeah, I did it out of an injury, dude. I literally had to go that path to keep bike riding feasible and entertaining.
Trauma brings decision making
again,
moving forward. It's like you have to make a choice.
That was it.
I don't know what your first like video part was. We covered kind of the almost not really the whole career, but let's go back and then what's it been like for you as far as like video parts?
So we did stuff in high school. Like I said, we literally checked out a VHS camcorder and had to use 2 VHS players and piece together a Rolling Stone song. That was my first demo tape I handed to Crandall FBM, and they didn't put me on, unfortunately. And then after that, it was fast forward a few years, and Shad Johnson had moved to Portland and was like, hey bro, putting together this bike video. It's called Blueprint. I think that is a compilation of 99 and 2000 footage. And that was my first big official video part.
Hell yeah.
So it was Blueprint. And then going forward, it was all about contests back then. I think there was another one. God, I can't remember the guy's name. I don't remember. Not Dig something. Gentleman, when we were out at Woodward, he filmed a part, which I think TJ Lavin was involved with as well. But really, the next real video part was my Facade, and that was just like
sick.
It was so much fun, man. It was finally like something the direction I really wanted to move in. It was me being the editor, the filmer, the designer, the whole thing. It was like, just being the artist of the whole project. So it was super fun putting together that video. And
well, let's talk about Facade. Let's talk about the Facade era. God, this shit is imprinted into the back of my brain because when this came out, it was just on repeat all day, every day. There was nothing I wanted to do more than go backwards on a Freecoaster. It's incredible to think back on.
That was my cousin Jesse filming at the time.
Nice. And then I can hear the song in my head. I don't have it playing in here.
Stevie Wonder, Yesterday's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, just like I said, just jibbing, dude. That's where I took it, just like that. Fun Indian Given, didn't care, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty influential Indian Given. Like it was unique. I mean, I like everybody kind of did it on accident back then, but you're doing it intentionally here, which is very cool.
Absolutely, that was fun. Actually,
tell me about Baby Hoder, man. Dude, that was Baby Hoder.
What more do you say, man? Just, got to witness an epic time.
Yeah,
those bangers are just, God, scarred into me to this day, man. Just not just the fact that witnessing him, just the lead up, the trips, just being around that guy, man. Same guy now as he was then. Just full throttle. Truly loves BMX, man. There's that Indian again.
I love that.
Good times. That Davey Watson.
Man,
so epic as well. He's so young there, man. He was like 15 when I first met him. He was, and just
he was filming for Facade, or you just met him earlier when he was 15?
It was in Tacoma. It was some indoor skate something, I think, indoor skate park. And, you know, I had this idea of starting Facade and team and all that, and didn't know exactly what I wanted to put on. Knew I wanted Kimbrough, of course. But aside for that, you know, I met Davey at this indoor, and he's 15 years old, and he's actually a really good flatlander. He had this style, dude. Being 15 years old, you just knew, like, just when you did foot jams, for example, you know, so stylistic, and then, I mean, if you look at his bangers, he was just get going. He was like 16 years old, and his video part, his bangers, man, are like, I mean, they still hold up, man. Still no joke with that rail hop.
That's insane. All of his part for a 16, 17-year-old is absolutely out of this world. He's doing a phenom.
Sorry.
He's a phenom.
Yeah, he really was, man. That was something else. And that was, to this day, you know, sort of a short-lived career there, but I've not seen anything like it to this day, man. Just the true talent, you know. I don't believe in just only talent. I think there has to be, you know, some hard work involved in that. And but I mean, this guy had something else. He was special
for sure. And I'm curious, this is unrelated to Davey and Mike, but the Freecoaster that you're running in this video part, what were you riding? Was it an Odyssey? Do you remember the property? Oh, that looks like gold right there. Was that a KHE?
That was the KHE, was it Nankai or something they'd sent me?
Yeah, it's the OG one before the reversed existed. It was like the
Geisha.
Yeah,
Geisha, that's right. Yeah. They've got, I was actually, I made contact with them because I was at the Worlds out in Cologne, Germany. And yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, we got to appreciate these last two. This one was special to me. Maybe first I ever saw.
Right on, man. Yeah.
Is that not the first one anybody's ever done, especially on street? It's pretty special.
Which one?
The fakie to wall ride.
I think so. I mean, I believe for back then. I'm not really sure, but definitely the first one I ever did.
All right, we're gonna get back to the KHE Geisha, but I do want to talk to you about this clip.
Yeah, man.
Tell me, can you remember the story?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Just kind of stressful because the fact that I, you know, days before doing that trick down like a 4-stair or a 3-stair, and when the Freecoaster engages, it bucks you backwards, you know. Like, I'd actually slammed the back of my head before doing it, you know, like when you fakie off, you hit those, when you turn down, and it pushes the, you know, engages your pedal. Like, I've got
midair. You're talking?
I'm sorry.
You're not talking like it engages midair and then that misses you?
Correct. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. It will, like, and then especially when you land, because you're already vertical out of it. Like, I slammed to the back of my head before doing that, and it was like, so, like, already, you know, that battle within, dude, thinking like, dude, is it gonna happen this time? And especially down a 10+ stair like that, was like, I was always just uncertain if that was gonna happen. But at that point, we're all set up, dude. I just you know, you just get in that mode and just try to forget about that.
Just fucking, I'm sending it. Yeah.
Make it happen. Exactly.
You have a really cool style, because like nowadays you see Freecoaster riders and they'll 180 right before the stair set. So you just 180 and then automatically hop. But I loved you come in from out of shot backwards. I've always looked back to my I look back to my right, but then I spin to my left. How do you gauge it? Are you doing it by feel, or are you looking down? What are you doing?
I do both, actually. And I feel like nowadays I do sooner, like you said, you know, just like 5-6 feet before the first stair. But then it was just the fact of the speed that you had to clear. Like, I actually did probably a dozen of them tries and didn't pull it because I kept casing the front wheel on the last stair, or the second to last stair, or whatever. It's like, okay, you got to go faster. And you don't want to whip straight into, you know what I mean, 6 feet before the first stair, because you have that momentum going, it throws you off, and just trial and error and figuring out that I actually had to have more room to
get yourself centered and ready while you're back.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it was more like that. It was like 180, 10 foot before, and then push your arms forward to stabilize, you know, and then hit it. So that was that was my whole thought process in that.
What a trip.
Yeah.
And then I was curious about the Adidas stuff. So that ended, and then, or did it end? That was my question. I see you rocking Adidas in this video part.
Yeah, thankfully, I got forever grateful to them, man. They signed me 2-year contracts, and that was the last year right there. They actually threw down, I don't know, like $3,000-4,000 for a budget to help put together that video. DVDs are expensive at the time, dude.
Yeah.
The whole thing that paid for a trip down into San Diego or California, there and back, and up to Tacoma to film Hodor and Davey and all that. I mean, they paid for our gas. And then, like I said, the DVDs and all that, and helped me live in the meantime. And, just grateful for their contribution, man. That's why their logo is the first thing when you start that DVD.
Yeah, that's it like popped in my head. I was like, oh yeah, Adidas is in that video. I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else helping the video. Adidas, somebody else.
I don't remember. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a tough to remember, but
I think it was just mainly Adidas at the time.
Yeah, let's. I'm curious because, like, filmmaking wise, how was that experience? That's obviously your first full DVD that you produced and put out. Fucking hell of a go, dude. Like, first try, one of the most legendary videos of all time.
I kind of got lucky, man. Davey and Hodor, go on for days about that one, but dude, that trick he pulls at the end, dude, you just knew people were going to be watching this one,
We're talking the rail hopper fence,
the gap, right? Garfield,
yeah, unbelievable.
That's something to this day is one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed, and let alone the trick itself. It was the buildup, dude. It was just the complete buildup of it. He'd been talking about it for a while, and you got to time those things right. If you look down on the landing right there, it's a parking spot. It's a side street. And I'll point it out as soon as you go here. It's there's cars parked there, but we had to have Jack. See the parking lot right there.
Yeah.
So right there, that space you're looking at, Jack Maddock pulled his car up there to reserve the spot.
Nice.
And he's the guy when you see I don't know if you see him now. Right there. There's Jack. So there's his car, right?
Yeah.
And so he reserved that spot, and when we were ready to go, obviously pulled it back, and. It's just wild, dude. It's just wild. And anytime when someone try to pull up, he just wave them off or whatever. And this clip, not many people know. You'd have to be there, but it's a hot day. It's humid out.
Yeah.
And that was like a 4 or 5 hour buildup to do that trick.
Huh.
And I don't know about you, dude, but I don't wait 4 or 5 hours to send myself down a death-defying trick. You know what I mean? Either it's like, a couple of run-ups, whatever, or I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Hodor's up there, and he smoked cool cigarettes at the time, and he must have blown through a pack and a half. I mean, just contemplating. And then if you go show the straight with the last angle, that's the one I filmed. So the very last one. Because this makes him more wild. Okay, stop it right before, like when he's midair or whatever. Right, stop.
Okay, hold on. It's coming.
Right there.
Yeah.
So if you are looking, look at the ledge itself, right? He's hopping over.
Yeah.
If you pan right, you can't hear, but if you were to look right 100 feet, that bank just continually gradually goes up. It's a grass bank. So you could actually do practice runs. Into that, you know what I'm saying? On the safe side, it's only it's not that big of a drop even, but it's a grass bank, and I'm safe to say, you're not going to get that hurt, no matter what happens, whatever. So whether I don't remember, I suggest him doing it, whatever. He actually gives an attempt just to warm up before doing this one.
Yeah,
and maybe an hour or two before even, and he hops over the ledge, and his back tire clips coming down, and both his feet blow off, and his stomach's in the seat, but he's literally Supermaning, like suspended in the air, and lands gut on the seat, like feet dragging down the grass, and I think crashes, but like terrible. Like, think about
nightmare. Yeah,
that would have happened right there.
Here, yeah.
I hate to think. So amongst the buildup, he has the fact that took place.
Yep.
And it was just like, dude, it made me more nervous. But when he called me, he's like, he's like, all right, I'm going. You just could hear it in his voice. And I was actually so nervous home at TRV 950, whatever. And I'm holding it and I'm shaking so bad. Like it's noticeably bad. So I know he's going, dude. He's circling. And I actually had to take the biggest breath and just hold it to not shake my camera, dude. And he hits it. And
those are like, it's a defining moment. Like if you send it after even, I had no idea. I kind of assumed like this was it all went perfectly well first try thing, but to hear like he actually went over it and messed up, but before that would fuck my head up. I'm good.
That's what made it more wild.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think
that's the story in that.
It's so admirable, the hunger that Hoder had / has. Like he's still going. It's fucking awesome.
I know, dude. Yeah, that kid just he just loves BMX, dude.
Yeah.
So
we got, if I'm gonna try and remember, it's Hoder, Davey, Seth, Bruce. Is there anybody?
That's it. Friend section.
Section.
Epic friend section, dude. They all my local friends threw down. And I had friends from around the states sending in video footage as well. I don't remember, just who that was exactly, but yeah, just a compilation of my closest friends that rode, and yeah, I thought
that's beautiful.
It's
a beautiful thing. How was the reception to this video coming out? How did it get distributed, and what came from it?
Yeah, man, it was boy, great reaction, dude. We had, where was that? The premiere. Was it Goods at the time? Might have been Goods. Maybe we had a premiere there. But premiere went great. We sold off, DVDs. They weren't as, like people weren't like, as soon as you see a video, they start ripping it on YouTube type thing. It wasn't as much access that back then. So DVDs did great. I think I sold over like 5,000 copies.
Damn.
From the time. Yeah, dude. I sold out like immediately, dude. Like pre-orders and what's it called? The 70s distribution. Nice. Bought a bunch as well, shirts and all that. I mean, it couldn't have gone better, dude. I actually had to reprint another batch of DVDs to even keep up. And that was, I couldn't believe, I didn't expect that, And then before you know it, people are reaching out to us. We have was it Dig or Ride UK did interviews with us, shot some great photos. Well, Hoder had that ledge ride one down there in, what's that school called down in San Diego? Is it San Diego? Remember that ledge ride he did, kind of thread the needle?
And he had to swerve the pole at the end.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of the school, but I know the clip for sure.
Just wild. And the craziest reaction we needed that, he was like, yeah, I didn't even realize that was there or something. He was like, just the fact that he was like, just sent that. But we had that going. Then, started to print more shirts, stickers and all that. Yeah, that thing. I mean, dude.
It's crazy. Like,
has anyone done anything on that since? Like,
I fucking doubt it. I don't know.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be rad if someone hopped over and then out.
Yeah.
Yep. But
so that's good to hear, a good reception, and a little bit of money made from the DVD sales. And
and it just went right back in. I'm not like
of course
or anything. I actually, man, I gave a big percentage to the riders, man, because I mean, I'm a rider. I understand how it is struggling, wanting to come up, dude. I literally I cut a portion to everyone.
Sick.
And it's not good business sense, to be honest. You're supposed to go back in and give them a small cap, but I was like, screw it, man. These guys, they worked their tails off, and look what we came up with, and let's celebrate together.
Good man.
And I did that with both my DVDs, that and Shola. It's not all about the money, man.
Yeah. So let's talk about Shola. And I guess what happens? So like, I guess there's a couple of years in between, but like, Facad, anything come of it as far as like being a company selling stuff or anything?
No, I'm asked that a lot, man. That came, and in short, I'll just say that was a trying time in my life, dude. Something I actually walked away from riding again at that point. I had some things going on, myself relationship wise and all that. It just wasn't in a good state of mind, dude. And I literally had just to back off of everything. And again, went back to work, the family business. went that route, dude, until I was ready to come back in,
That's cool.
and
Yeah.
that's what I did, and started Shola. So that was the spawn of Shola right
Okay.
then.
How long of a break? And what was like you don't have to share details, but what was when did you know that you're ready to go back to ride?
I mean, I don't, time wise, I don't really remember, to be honest, man. Maybe it was a year. I don't recall exactly, but again, in the back of my mind, just like before, right out of high school, it's just that thing itching at you, dude. You love it. You're not going to get rid of it. And, I got back into it and wanted to start another project. And Davey and I had always been in contact. Mike was he was in a different situation in his life as well. So it was an appropriate time to bring him along the team. But Davey and I, so we compiled a team. Davey, Jack, as we saw, Jack and I were always in contact. Darren Reed, myself, Chester Blacksmith, because he was local, and he's just amazing.
Savage, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so we started going at it again, man. I was at the Tacoma.
It's a beautiful thing. And so I think Facade was 2006, and then this is 2008.
Yeah. Filming in 2005, 2006, and then that's where Rona's on Federal, filming part for them.
Yeah. I'd like to know more about that experience, getting on Federal and all of that.
Yeah, man, that was great. Again, me and my passion to travel, having an opportunity to go over to Hastings and shoot video and photos with Ed Allen, epic photographer,
fucking legend. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's incredible, man. I don't know if you've seen his footage nowadays, his photos. But yeah, just being able to work with that guy and being out there in a complete different element and literally just having time to ride around and find spots.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Incredible, man. So I sat out, like for 2 or 3 months before Ed and I even got together when we were filming. I was looking for spots, dude, and I was putting them all together, and then finally threw it out there to him, like, hey, ready to go.
Yeah.
And we started just traveling around England doing that. That was actually that was the best of. That wasn't my
this is like a compilation.
That was still fun though, but that was I think you'll see Dan Lacey in there and all that. A young Dan Lacey, man, that still one of my favorites ever. To this day, Dan is.
Damn, so Snakebite's really out here. I love seeing Snakebite. Every time that we talk about something old, I'm like, the Snakebite.
God bless Chad, dude. He's amazing.
What was the first Federal video that you were involved in?
Remix, I think it was called Federal Remix. That was the one where like I just got on Federal and we were talking like, hey, let's do an introduction video. Yeah, that one right there. Let's do an introduction video and give me time to find the appropriate spots. And I want that one being, I passed by that. That's the entrance to the substation. I passed by that every day, knowing that I wanted to fakey hop it, but like knowing at the same time it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
So
the
many things.
Skinniness of it, dude. That's pretty narrow. That's a spooky one.
I slid out. There was like a pile of piss right there. I had a rash on my side for like a month.
From the piss. Damn.
Yeah, dude. I fractured my foot there too on one of the bottom stairs. I couldn't walk for like months, dude. But it's just cool little spots I found around there, dude.
And Ed Allen's filming this?
Yes.
Yeah. His he has such great taste in music. Like some of the most iconic videos edited by Ed Allen,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What sticks out in your head from this era, this Federal era, pegless, brickless? Is this after Shola?
This
I'm
is
sorry, is this before or after Shola? What year is this?
This is
16 years ago.
Before. This is during Facade time. This is, as I was telling you, I was adapting my style. Right before Facade and all that. And I think I went home or after this just motivated, like, hey guys, I want to put together this video. What's the date on this? I don't want to get the dates wrong. Is this
16 years ago, so 2008.
2008 this is. He posted it thereafter though. I think this is more like 2005, 2006 though.
Okay.
When I was on there, because right after when I was out in Hoffman,
right?
It was like 2005-ish. But just adapting my style still. Still learning. still
Yep.
understanding the Freecoaster, and
It's crazy how this is all just like I remember every single piece.
right on.
You know, man, it's wild.
I remember all the spots too, man. It's really fun spots. You get to be creative, and how often do you come across this little bank like that, dude? And
exactly. I had a local bank similar to that in my neighborhood. And me and Cleon, my friend, who we got obsessed with riding around this time, like we saw that in particular go backwards and then try and pedal style, and we tried it. We couldn't do it, but
gotta try.
How is your back at this point? Like, is it just it's healed and you're chilling, but you just don't want to send it with
working hard every day, like therapy, constantly doing I've always jogged, stretching, doing my core strengthening. It was man, I was always in pain, to be honest, man, because I hadn't completely developed my workout regimen like I do now. I'm in a lot less pain nowadays. Plus I don't ride as much, but at that time I'm still trying to keep on my game, and a lot of impact going on, as we can see. And I just ended up just kind of living with it, man, just pushing it every day. Still had pain, but just living with it.
You really loved BMX, or still do.
Still do, man.
But
that was it's kind of a thing. You just do the best you can, even if pain's involved.
Did you have any sense of how kind of progressive and influential you would become with the Freecoaster?
No, man.
Yeah.
No. I'm just riding. I mean, okay, look at it this way. Like, think of, the top riders right now, even, and I'm sure they're going to come up. You're going to come up with the same story out of them. They're just riding at the end of the day, dude. Yep. Regardless if you're in X Games or whatever contest, like, you're not trying to like truly be better than your friend. This is the dude that you're session with outside of this contest or filming or whatever. Like, we're just riding, dude. And that's all I was doing at the time. It just, no, I had no idea of any influence. And actually it was kind of like no one was really doing it. So it's not like I had much to relate to, in a sense, it was just kind of like truly just, I don't know, having fun, trying to do my way. That was it.
Who did you look at? I mean, you told me Lucky and Rick Moliterno. Yep. Was Ian Schwartz a factor in your
absolutely
influence?
Yeah, I'll say, well, before Ian, Kurt Schmidt as well. I don't know if you pulled up some of his. He's incredible, man. Incredible. He's one of the first you see to do like I think half cabs over big spines and all that. And
let's see some Kurt Schmidt.
He's unreal, dude. Yeah, Kurt Schmidt was just like epic. But it definitely was Lucky, John Engelbert, and Rick Moliterno, the biggest.
Oh yeah, Kurt's on a Freecoaster. This is OG Freecoasting.
Yeah, man. OG, yeah, for sure, man. But I remember seeing him, huge influence on me. And then Ian came as well, man. And I gotta give him credit to the fakie hop, dude. I eventually, started doing my combination down at bar spins and turn down one variation. But Ian, man, he was one of the biggest first influences
for sure
on the Freecoaster, the street riding.
Yeah. So there's something beautiful about just a nice fakie tucked hop.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Tricks are amazing, but there's something beautiful about going backwards down a set. I think in this video he does a full cab. Yeah, this is a full cab.
Yeah,
where I was like, no way.
Groundbreaking, dude.
Yeah,
you remember the sensation you had when you saw that the first time? It's like just strange to that element. You didn't see it coming.
And he shifted so far over it, and there's no pedal pressure. I was like, that's incredible, because I always use pedal pressure for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but just a unique style he had.
Beautiful pegless free coasting, brakeless. And then kind of like fast forward, and then everybody is brakeless and free coaster. Like everybody has pegs now, but brakeless and free coaster became the way the sport progressed. It's pretty cool to think about.
Yeah, it's great, and it's better than ever, dude. I mean, man, there's so many. There's riders. I'm watching video parts. I can't even keep up with the amount of Instagram.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Banger accounts. Banger, dude. Like, I'm just like, had no idea about him. It's unreal.
So what's it like for you now? Well, we got to pick up with Shola. Let's continue our chronological journey.
Yeah, no problem.
You want to take a quick bathroom break?
I'm good. Do you? Yeah, I'm good. Are you need to go?
I need to pee.
Go for it, man. Yeah, good.
Okay, I'm gonna take a pee, and we come back with Shola.
Absolutely.
back at it.
All
I
right.
pee a lot, dude. I got
Got to do it, man. Drink. Yeah.
Speaking of health, I drink a lot of water.
Is that right? I need more of this, man. I'll be honest. My wife gets on me, dude. I don't drink enough water, and it's so essential. There you go. Good for you.
Yeah.
And
Why not drink water, Bruce? Come on.
I just forget. I don't know what it is. Man.
Oh yeah, my body also needs water.
Yeah. I'm on now. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Were you ever a cig smoker?
I mean, dabbler, dude. Nothing crazy or anything, dude. You know what? I started with my whole family chewed the tobacco.
Yeah.
Grew up with a lot of cowboys do. When I was like 11, 12 years old, my cousins and I would get a hold of a can of chew and just throw that dip in. That was my thing growing up, man.
What a crazy feeling. The first taste of nicotine, the first feeling of a buzz is just like, whoa.
Yeah,
How do
exactly.
people feel like this all the time?
Yeah, we're like 11, 12 years old doing this out the back of the cow pasture, trying to spin, be cool, be like our uncles and dads.
So what, did you grow up on a pasture?
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, around cow pasture. I'm Tiger back in the day. Nowadays it's suburb, but back I'm born in 79, so growing up in the 80s, it was like orchards, cow pasture, dairy farms, the whole thing.
Sick.
And definitely had a lot of responsibility, chores, shoveling manure and all that stuff for my grandparents and baling hay. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
So yeah, I figured, or I gathered that your dad had a logging company. Is that what he was doing around that time too?
Yeah, exactly. It was my grandpa started it back in I think the 40s. And there are 8 brothers and sisters involved there, and they used to have an outhouse back in the day, dude. Like straight up, the day, and then he got his logging business established. And fast forward, people like my dad started his own company, my uncles did, drilling company involved there. Definitely 2 or 3 logging companies, and
hard work.
Yeah, it's very hard work, man. But gratifying,
For sure.
And it was always a fallback of mine. I actually had had a side company. Even when I was riding, dude, I had this old like 72 Ford Ranger 4x4, and I would transplant trees for people, deliver firewood just for supplemental income, and
nice.
Like working, man. I've always worked hard, and you got to earn your keep, dude. So I've always been taught.
And before we get back to Shola, what are you doing now for work? What's your life like now?
Yeah, so I work for the city of Portland. Actually, I have a city job.
Cool.
Comes a time, dude, you got to start thinking about your retirement, long term. I'm 45 now, dude. And it's just like coming on the city. I mean, it took me 2 years even with the process and being on the list and everything. And finally
just
happened.
To get the job, 2 years.
It took me, being on the list. Well, we're talking through the waiting and through the list of people ahead of me, and then COVID hit. So it was one of those things. And I'm just like, it always been in the back of my head to have some sort of like government city job, whatever. So I went for it, and then finally got it after a couple of years, man. And I'm just, I couldn't be happier, dude. I actually love going to work, dude. I do not despise my job. I mean, things happen during the day, but I mean, end of the day, man, I'm just grateful for my benefits.
What a blessing. That's amazing.
It is.
You
man.
enjoy it too.
Can
I ask what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm an inspector for all sewer and storm lines around the city. I have a district that I'm responsible for, but it's the whole storm and sewer system. I basically am processing information, doing inspections, and passing along to engineers and repair crews and all that, just finding defects underneath our streets, man, and keeping the streets safe. Really what it is. So,
that's so nuts to think about. I imagine it's like levels. There's like 10 levels of pipes going on underneath us at all times. Like
completely.
You probably look at the world so much differently now.
I do, man. Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, yeah, like you said, there's utilities going on. There's things we don't see. They're literally the unknown. And, you got gas, water, power, sewer, storm, like all these elements going on. And sometimes you get onto a situation where we don't know why there's a cavity in the road. We don't know why there's a sinkhole, dude. And it takes all day to figure it out.
Huh. How do you, you're not getting down there yourself, are you? And how do you expect?
Yeah, so I'm sending a camera. I'm a camera operator, dude. I'm sending a camera down in, and it's capturing all the visual for me, and I'm trying to piece together. Like, I mean, there's a lot of variables involved, dude. There's we're using dyes sometimes. We're water flows the area of least resistance, so we have that to our advantage. We're trying to pinpoint, and sometimes there's a hole there, but really the main cause is 20 feet away where you won't expect it. So we have to take all these elements that are involved and try to solve the problem. Really,
that's high level problem solving with some high tech.
It's not just me. It's
cool.
A team of people. It takes a team sometimes, but yeah, it's great. And the thing I love about it, man, is I'm doing a service. This isn't it's not like your day-to-day job. I'm just so grateful for the fact that this is actually going back and helping my community.
Yeah, that's huge.
My district is where I live, even, so it's kind of cool.
That's incredible, and it's close to where you grew up too, and it makes me think again. I think about it sometimes where it's just how kind of fragile and how much we take for granted civilization and city, all the variables that have to go pretty perfectly in order for us to just have running water. It's
exactly.
We got it made right now. That's dope. Yeah. I salute you. Thank you for your service, brother.
You got it, man. Any old time.
I love it. All right. Shola. So Facad happens. Then we're on Federal and we're traveling over there. And then we take a breather. Yeah. Right? Yep. Yeah. And we come back with Shola.
Yeah. And the same, the meantime, I'm in contact with Davey. Got Jack on my mind, just trying to assemble this team. And I think I already said it, but Davey, Jack, Darren Reed, because he's just insane style dirt rider and everything. He's right, it's everything. Concrete, you name it, man. And then of course Chester Blacksmith, because he's local and he's just a shredder. And in the peak of his career at the time, writing for We the People, and traveling and all. I mean, dude, he's just awesome.
I'm putting some Darren Reed on.
Find some Send It clips. Yeah, there you go, dude. I mean, how can you beat that style, dude? He's just awesome. That was a wild clip, yeah.
And it's not.
So, we kind of get together.
What camera did you come back with?
That one right there.
Yeah.
That was this camera. Check this out. Hold tight. I can't get it to work anymore. I even bought the card, SDHC card. Can you see that? Hold on, let me.
No way you were filming this on that. Yeah.
That high 8 footage. So it's called. Yeah. It's like Kodak something, dude. I mean, super generic. It's this camera, dude. And I discovered it by accident. I don't even know how I got this. And you throw it to this. Here's card to it, brand new, and this don't even work. Cool. Yeah, AAA batteries and everything, and it looks like grainy.
It looks good.
Old footage, right?
Yep.
So that's how I came up with that.
It's like digital, but not.
Yeah.
It's a mom cam.
Yeah.
What do you think was the hardest part about coming back and putting something like this together?
Nothing really hard about it. I mean, it's just work. It's just more writers involved. Actually, it was a little bit easier because come to understand this entire process. You already know who to print through.
True. Yeah.
And I'm more familiar with Final Cut Pro at the time. That's what the software I was using to edit with. So more familiar with that, and I already feel more fluid, I guess, with the process. And
yeah,
it was fun. It wasn't. I can't say it's work, dude. This guy's
for sure
one of the most epic.
It's ever, dude. It's not work, but it is dedicated to. It's purposeful fun, because you have a goal.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to shout out there. That's Scott McMiniman too, from East Coast filming. He played a big part, man. He was out at Portland time. This right here, man, this day.
Buck.
You know what I mean, dude? He was out right there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's moving, but he's unconscious, and he was in one of those dream states all day, concussed. And but Scott played a huge part, man. That's Jack. Scott contributed with his camera. He had a nice camera, VX 2000 or 2100, I think. And this kid, man, I think I'm safe to say, at one point was one of the biggest names in the world.
Yeah.
you know,
100%.
when in his prime, dude.
2007, 2008.
Yeah.
Like, that's prime Davey.
Yeah. So influential, man. And then got him on Federal, of course. How not?
Yep.
And
That's
went
on a
over the
Federal bike, it looks like right there, right?
I think
The
it was,
all,
yeah.
all purple,
I
yeah.
think they just started sending him stuff automatic, you know, like, yeah, we're gonna get him on. And
Yeah.
then eventually sent him flew him over to England too. He did some epic
The
filming
first
over there as
93
well.
I ever saw. This has got to be the first one I ever saw.
Yeah, that's wild. Just cool style too, you know.
Yeah, swaggy, dude.
He was a good flatlander, man. I don't know if you have clips of him doing it, but I mean, like truly a good flatlander.
Sick
at the time, and then came that. That's wild too. That gets the branches in your face.
What do you think is your favorite memory with you and Davey? It's not like he's gone, but
yeah.
What do you look back on and cherish?
He's such a jokester, man. This guy rarely takes life serious, which is a quality in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the guy, I mean, just so committed. And remember I was telling you, like, as a Facade video, sorry, it is that tooth hangover, you know?
Yeah.
And that's his last trick. And there's like that ledge right at the end of it where you could fully clip, you know, and just like Hodor, that one clip I said, you know, Davey's like, oh, I didn't even notice that, you know. He's just so committed, man, in what he's doing. And I got to look up to someone with those qualities. Yeah, that thing. Like that ledge.
That's snaggle, dude.
You know what I mean?
No, that's a hanger.
It's thread the needle, dude.
Yeah, that is,
you know,
crazy.
But yeah, just the good times with him. We didn't hardly take things serious, you know.
Yep.
That kid, to this day, this is what a banger.
Whew. And he is a kid right here. Like, that's 18-year-old Davey right there.
He's like 16, dude.
That's crazy. He looks like it's funny because I don't know, something like this that influenced me so hard. You always kind of put them up like they're older than you, but I think he's maybe the same age, if not younger.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He's
When's the last time you talked to him? Do you know what he's up to?
Yeah, I did. I talked with him. I keep in touch with his mom, you know, just checking in on him. You know, he's up in Tacoma. Not sure where exactly, but he came home. God, I think it was like 8-9 months ago, and I get this random call from his mom. Her number pops up. I'm like, it's her. She's like, hey, it's Davey. He wants to talk with you, and that was incredible. I got to talk for like 5 minutes and just let him know I'm thinking of him, love him, and wish him the best, you know. But that was the last time.
Yeah.
But we all wish the best for Davey. He did great things for BMX, dude.
Big time.
That section alone. I mean, he was the video, you know, in my opinion, and it was a true pleasure and honor to stand by and watch all those tricks go down.
Yeah, even if you just say Davey Facade, I start hearing dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
In the desert. Yeah, I think you really nailed it with the music choices for Facade, and then his part in Shola too. Like, that song slaps. That's a good one.
Thanks, dude. He picked out those songs, by the way, too. Both those.
Nice, dude. Good thanks, Davey. We
had so much footage, man. We had more than that even of him. He was just going off, dude. Like, I mean, we had probably like 10 minutes of footage that I had to reduce down to the absolute bangers. And then the Andre Nicotine or Andre.
Yeah. Andre Nicotine.
Yeah. Him. And he wanted that in Jimi Hendrix. So I was like, cool. And we could get away with it back then too.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Nah, you get a copyright strike nowadays.
Yep.
Even me doing this podcast, I can't play the music during this. Like,
literally. Was that why you're doing that?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Copyright. Because I make the big bucks off this episode. I'll split the $10 I might make off this with you.
I'll take it, man. I'll like a cup of coffee.
I'll buy you a coffee, brother.
My water first. Probably an expensive bottle of water.
Cool. Shola.
Yeah, man.
I don't know where do we go from there? What's the aftermath of Shola?
Shola. So that kind of revolves around what I was talking about, like just the career path thing. I've been doing it for so long, dude. I was working with KHE at the time. We developed the Crisman hub. That my first signature hub was the reverse. Sorry, reverse. Yeah. Reverse. I'd kind of worked back and forth with them, developing trial and error, busting bearings, snapping axles, and they were just making them stronger, you know. and eventually developed the reverse hub. It was going good. I mean, there were still some complaints, whatever, but it's the first run. You know what I mean? You can't make it perfect right away. And it was working for me because I was, truly pegless, no grinding going on. So I understand that aspect. People were still breaking them. And then later on, we developed the Crisman hub as well. And I just at that point, man, from a business standpoint, it's like, look at it like this. Like I was still riding, I'm still riding, and you kind of have to, you kind of have to come to a point where like, do I want to continue riding or be that kind of business guy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you put your energy into one or the other, whatever. Yeah. But I don't really find myself to be the best business guy, to be honest, man. Maybe it's a personality thing or whatever it is, but I just didn't feel I had it in me, the responsibility of an entire team, you know what I mean? Product, and I can go on a list of that, grips, bars, forks. I mean, so on. We had all this plan, working with Keiichi through Shola, and I was just done, man. In a nutshell, dude, I was just like, I just want to continue to ride and not have to deal with that.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's crazy. Like it's almost like obviously you were a pro rider, so now you got to have a bike company and run a bike company. But it's like I don't want to have a bike company. So
don't want that responsibility. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
So, but that's where I was, and then I just, got back to work. I was trying to do some school too in the meantime, man, doing some like college credits, just like part-time or whatever. And
why? What were you trying to learn?
What's that?
What were you trying to learn?
I was thinking language arts, I did the Spanish course and all that.
Sick.
Went through that. And then, working for my dad, doing that kind of stuff along the way. And then eventually I met Ron Wilkerson. Then, he was in Portland, and then he was like, hey, still want to do 2-hip and all that. And I didn't really know much about that at the time. You know what I mean? And Ron, I love Ron. He's my brother, man. But, I did that for like a year and it didn't work out, and that's all good.
What did you do with 2-hip?
2-hip. I kind of just everything, team manager, just work. What was I doing? Sales, team manager, putting together videos, gathering. I mean, we had like kind of a team, a flow team and a pro team and all that from all across the United States. So it was kind of like, being in contact with those guys, gathering their footage, creating videos. If you go to the page, you can see some of the videos on there too, on the 2-hip page that we did.
YouTube?
Yeah, it should be up on YouTube or their 2-hip. I think 2-hip's down actually. So maybe on YouTube, their page. One of my favorites I actually posted on my Instagram too was David Goldstein.
Shout out David Goldstein. Dude, he's the one who said your name that I was like, oh, I got to talk to Bruce actually.
Yeah, right on, dude. David Goldstein. That was my favorite part to put together because he's a Freecoaster rider and he's truly has a unique style, man. Still shredding too.
Let's check him out.
Yeah, dude, David Goldstein. 2-hip.
Yeah,
it's just super creative, man. I mean, fakey hop cans, dude, is rad, in my opinion.
Yeah,
this guy.
Check it out. Oh yeah, fakey tire grab. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. David is quality, man.
See the Bruce Crisman influence on his bike and with the
how about that, dude?
Yeah, that's
pretty
sick.
That, dude?
Yeah, that's cool. I love
that guy.
Yeah.
So I had putting guys like him on the team, and it was fun. It kind of felt like doing the Facad Shola thing in a way, but it wasn't my company, and Ron was paying me to be in that position, so it was kind of cool. I was like, okay, I'll give this a try, and didn't work out. That's all good. And at that time anyway, I was like ready for that truly next step into a career mode, which led me into this position I'm now.
Cool.
Being in the environmental industry, not environmental maybe that you're familiar, but environmental, I mean, taking care of our sewer assets and utilities and that in the streets.
A very valuable career. That's incredible. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
What a fucking life you've had, dude. And you're still young.
Man, I just I look back, dude. I think about my traveling every day, dude, and the people I met, and I can't believe it sometimes. Just absolutely grateful for my experiences. The fact that I got to do that on someone else's dime, is unbelievable. Like, I wouldn't change it for anything, dude. Not a single regret about anything that took place in my career.
Yes, sir.
So.
I think I look at, peers of mine that are like traveling on their own dime, and I'm like, that's cool, but I did it on somebody else's dime. It was fun.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah.
If I could go back in time, I would just tell my younger self to really soak up the more tourist aspect of it and soak up the culture more than I did. I was pretty hyper focused on like filming or writing, but
absolutely,
it's the other stuff that like you'll look back on and remember more.
Yeah, dude, it's funny you say that. My wife and I were talking about that. The fact that we're starting to do more traveling now, and I have this cool sensation because I'm used to carrying this bike bag, checking this bike bag and saying it's camping equipment or to avoid the $150 charge and all that, and like we went to Australia for a honeymoon, and we're roaming around. I'm just like, wow, this is the first time I've been to Australia and not had to worry about waking up a certain time, having to film or what, you know what I mean? No responsibility per se. And so anywhere we go now and like international, whatever, it's a cool feeling to have. I finally get to enjoy that trip.
Be off. Yeah.
There you go, man. Yeah. Without that responsibility.
It's really tough to enjoy the little stuff. Like I just said, like it would be hard to like, oh, let me just soak up the vibes. But it's like, I gotta get clips,
Hey, I get it, man. You're a working man. I respect that, dude. That's what's up.
We gotta go. I'm looking forward to, because I'm in a position right now where I'm pivoting away from a comfy salary to start my own like media company, and I think I'm gonna kill it. And I'm very excited to have the funds to go on a trip of my own and not have to worry about anything, dude.
That's sick, dude. And you deserve that, man. You absolutely deserve that.
We'll get
support that 100%, dude.
Yeah. So if you know anybody who needs video, hit me up. Just kidding.
I will. Yeah, you gotcha. Perfect. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
My Portland plug. All right, absolutely. So we got some Instagram questions.
All right.
If you're up for it.
Sure.
Zach Mealman says he's asking about your memories of Gabe Brooks.
Oh yeah, man. When did I meet him in LA? I think it was during, I knew him for a short time there. We rode around streets of LA. I think it was for a 2-hip trip. And what I really have to say about it, really respectful, kind human being. I could tell that about him. We didn't really hang too much outside of BMX, to be honest. But I saw a quality person in that guy, and I remember his passing. I had to do that post about that and support him with the shirt, the Peep Game shirt. They came up. That Steve sent me some gear, and I just that was sad news, man. So sorry to hear that going on. And but that is my one memory of that guy. Just respectful, kind person, happy, and dude, he loved the game, dude. He loved riding his bike for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I about him.
Yeah, Gabe, it's sad every time I think about it, because I got to spend some time with him too, and it was and the same thing you said, like kind but gangster and scary. I was sitting behind the couch in the Come Up house in Long Beach, and he would come over bright and early every morning, like 7:30. He already had his workout done, and he brings his bike, and he's like, "Wake up, motherfuckers!" I was like, game time, huh? Yeah. I was 20 years old and sleeping as much as I possibly could. But at one point, I remember I got the VX sitting far behind the couch, and I go, "Gabe," and he turns around. He go, "What do you want?" And then he does this to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so scary, dude!" But he's making everybody laugh and working the hardest at BMX, which was incredible.
Yeah, he did some immense, if I'm not mistaken, some big half cabs, right? He did some
big half cabs, huge hops, like rails that you can't hop. And then I think he's most known for his street Supermans. Like he did a up rail to Superman that is just out of this world, and bunny hop Supermans, something special. And dude, what I remember is like the way he would get out of tricks, because he has like a gymnastics type of background. Like he's a very nimble, big muscular dude, and he would tuck and roll at it and just brush it off like it's nothing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, dude. Cat-like instinct.
Okay, awesome. Well, shout out Johnny Rakes. He asked what influenced your decision to try a coaster, and we covered that.
Yeah, so covered that. And Johnny Rakes, man, I love watching those guys clips. That guy's clips.
He's something special.
Yes, he is.
Chardmander, Chad Curtis says, "Why the running shoes? I've always wondered."
They're most comfortable.
Yeah,
because they were it's hard to find like that perfect sole. No one wants to slip a pedal, and dude, my shins by now, I barely got like a just like the thin layer of skin there. I so much as like barely hit it and just gaping wide open. And I just try to find the flattest shoes and thin soles that just have that I guess that control feeling, knowing my feet aren't gonna slip off. So I have these beat up Nikes upstairs, dude. They're so worn down and they just feel perfect. I continue to use them this day. They're like, there's holes. I should probably get rid of them at some point, but I'm just most comfortable riding with them.
Running shoes, because when you say running shoes, I think of like thick soles, and then that feels gross because you're an inch off of your pedal, but you're talking like flat soled running shoes.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna get some shoe recommendations from you after this.
Yeah, I guess. I think there was more tread on them before, but I've worn them down. They gotta be, I don't know how many years, but 10 years or something. I've worn them down, skidding down hills or whatever, to now where they're flat on the bottom, man. They feel good. It's
such a trade-off because like you lose all the padding, so then if you like jump, if you bail on a fakie hop, you're gonna bruise your heels. But
that's true.
It feels good.
There's that
pedals. Yeah,
exactly. There's a little bit of sacrifice involved with that too, but yeah,
it's interesting nonetheless. Fun question, Chardmander.
Yep.
Speaking of our boy David Goldstein, he says, "Explain the day of that huge fakie hop. What was the weather like? Where was astrology signs at? Who was president? And what did you have for breakfast?"
That's David for you. I don't remember most of that, but I do know that was perfect weather. Is you talking about the federal one? It's like a 12
I'm pretty sure. Maybe? Yeah, it's a 20 stair Crisman.
I don't think it's 20 stair. I think it was like 12 or something. And there's the one Tal Roberts shot a photo of, I believe. But it just Davey, if I remember right, that one.
This one.
Davey tooth hangover. He tooth hangover both ways, and ice. He iced down that both ways too. Opposite ice and opposite hangover. And that, dude, it just was like, I don't know. They were kind of they asked me to do it, and I was like jokingly, and I was like, nah, dude, it's insane. And then the more I looked at it, it was like, well, I'm here, and Tal was already set up. That's a 16-year-old Davey too, and Tal was already set up with the cameras and everything. And I figured, well,
I'm gonna send it. Yeah, baby Davey,
go for it, man.
You love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the build up in that, man.
That's a good one. Where is that? Washington?
Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think you can type in the address there, side of the building. Yeah, it's a church, I think.
A dude says, biggest influences out of your group of friends, BMX, non-BMX, and biggest influences outside of that. We got to work on the way we're phrasing these questions here, boys.
So he's asking for influences inside and out of BMX, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
God, man, inside. So many, dude. Matt Hoffman, how can you not, dude? Like,
true,
just best ever, dude. Definitely wouldn't have gone that direction if I hadn't watched Head First 5,000 times on VHS.
Yeah,
just over and over and repeat, dude. That's one of my biggest ever. Mirra, of course, but like the original, like definitely Matt Hoffman, dude. There's no doubt about it. I am who I am to this day because of his influence and what he did and continues to do for BMX,
that's a beautiful thing.
I have the most respect for him. And outside of BMX, I mean, man, dude, there's so many. There are just so many. I got to give thanks to my parents, I got to get things.
I was gonna say, Dad.
Yeah, whether they believed or not, I mean, they still provided, dude. They. I wouldn't have put it this way, man. No matter I wouldn't have the work ethic that I have today if it wasn't for my parents and okay, my grandparents, dude. My grandparents. My grandpa's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen to this day, dude. Old school logger. And he implemented that mentality into me to just strive, continue to work, and don't quit even when you want to. You know? And that's how I developed this attitude.
So valuable.
Implemented into my BMX. But yeah, just my family in general, man.
Beautiful. Freecoaster Creative. I like that guy. Favorite memory from going on Road Fools?
Oh man. Yeah, Road Fools. Oh, actually, that would be
yeah, I did go on Road Fools.
Yeah, rock and roll Road Fools. Actually, that was my favorite. Being up there on stage, playing music with Adam Banton.
Sick.
That was like, yeah, it was rock and roll Road Fools.
That's
beautiful. That's my best memory.
Yeah. What are you best at within music?
I mean, I grew up playing piano, singing, acoustic guitar. Those are like my main instruments, you know. I don't know if I have a best or anything. The best thing about it is my outlet, dude. You know, we all have our day-to-day and stresses and, you know, things going on. And when I sit down, you know, I still record. And I told you I had that dual interface, Focusrite. That's what I use to record, one a voice, one a guitar. And when I'm focused on perfecting a song and a recording, everything, all my worries, this whole world disappears, dude. I am completely honed in on this story in my head, dude. And that's why I will continue to do music to the day.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm looking forward to being that old man, dude, in a rocking chair, dude, and on my porch and just writing music every day, hanging out. That's what I love about music. You forget about your troubles.
I remember some of my best memories are my grandpa playing the piano and singing.
Yeah.
So music is a powerful thing. That's good that you have that outlet. That's cool.
Absolutely.
We didn't touch on that at all. Like, what started music for you?
You know, so my mom, I started playing when I was like 3 years old, dude. I had a stack of yellow pages and white pages. My mom put me on to play the piano.
Nice.
And then, you know, by the time I was 4, started doing like piano recitals and playing at church. And I've always performed, dude. I've performed my whole life, dude. I love it, you know, and the fact that, you know, I continue to do it. It's not about money, as I said, dude. It's just, I'm literally in debt to music. I'm probably $15,000-$20,000 worth of instruments, and man, I even made a dime compared to that. Yeah. And I just will always do it, dude. It started at a young age because my family plays, my mom plays, my grandmother played, my uncle plays. Just followed in their footsteps, you know.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to it when I have a kid, I'm definitely going to introduce them to music at a young age because I think it helps your brain develop in a different way.
It really does, man. Yeah. They say it's like that. You start exercising the other side, and I believe it, dude. I don't know the study on it or anything, but I do know that my worries are gone when I am, you know, within the element.
How often are you having little music sessions?
I try to play every day, man. I mean, like even if I'm dabbling or whatever, 5 minutes a day. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that. But my buddy Marcus Erland, I've been playing with him like over 20 years now. We try to get together, not every week or every other week. Even if we're not playing music, we're just hanging out. Some of my best friends. And we're still trying to stay consistent, man. He's got a studio over there. I have a little studio over here. So we just continue to create and enjoy it, man.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's great.
Hard Copy BMX Archive says, what's the first BMX video you ever saw? And he also says, speak on your approach to making Facad, but we covered that.
Yeah, got
what
that.
What is the first BMX video you ever saw?
Yeah, first it was, remember, but VHS copies at the local bike shop, Randall's bike shop. They had Rad, they had Matt Hoffman's Head First, and they had Right On. So those are the first 3. I think I bought them all together even. Yeah. And but yeah, pretty much like around that order. Just watched all 3 of them continually, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tyson Jean asks, how do you stay motivated while getting older, and how to deal with solo riding? Are you doing solo riding?
What exactly is that? I'm not familiar with solo riding.
I don't know. Going out alone? Yeah.
Oh, just going out and riding?
Yeah. I don't know how to deal with it. Just go do it.
Oh yeah. I just do it, man. Actually, well, okay. It's not too far off. I most of my riding I do nowadays is solo, you know, because with my schedule, you know, it's like I don't have time a lot during the week. Be like, okay, let's plan ahead. You know, Chad hits me up on occasion, whatever, but I'm always busy. And And if I try to hit him up, he's working or something. But so a lot of the times, yeah, I got like a park down the street from my house, dirt jumps and that, and some pretty cool street, a school down the street. And I'll just go out randomly, sporadically, dude.
Yeah.
And just hit a curb, something safe.
Yeah.
And
It can't be a thing anymore. Well, not that's a weird sentence. It just can't be like this planned, let's spend all day riding this day type thing, because there's no time.
No, totally. And the age thing, no, the age is a factor, man. I mean, gravity hits us all, dude. And it's just, I think we covered that at the beginning. Diet, health, and exercise, consistency in that. That's what's helping me.
Big time. In your snakebite one, you talked about you're going on jogs. Are you still jogging?
I am, not as much though. So I have this problem, my knee, man. I'll jog like 3 miles and it starts giving out. I'm doing some therapy with squats. It's helping it, but I did figure out if I jump on a treadmill now, I got a membership in the gym, which is great. I'll jump on a treadmill and I prop that thing up all the way.
Yeah.
Mine goes to 20 and I speed walk, dude, for like 30-40 minutes.
That'll get the job done right there.
It is so much cardio. I'm sucking wind after 40 minutes. So when my knee's hurting, I do speed walking on an incline on a treadmill. And It's great cardio. I did it this morning, actually.
It's a little life hack cheat code.
Yes, it is.
There's no better feeling than doing good cardio in the morning, because it gives you all the happy chemicals. It's crazy.
Literally, man. Yeah.
We covered this. Shout out Jen Skepstead. He asks about what your favorite OG Freecoaster riders are.
Yeah, you got him there.
So we got Rick, we got Kurt, and Lucky. Boom.
Yep. Straight up. Rick forevermore, dude. He is it, man.
Pioneer.
So high level Freecoaster rider.
I like this guy. I just never really knew how to say. He's French. Pois Barbier. Pois?
Oh, Pois. Yeah. What's up, Pois? Yeah. I love that guy. He hits me up. We're in contact.
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
Guy. Yep.
He's a big Freecoaster fan from over there. He's been talking to me since 2008.
Good guy, man.
He says, thanks for the KHE coaster in 2012. Bruce is the man.
Yeah. Cheers, brother. Shout out to you, Pois.
David Goldstein's in here again. Goldstein. You ever sprain your ankle and tear ligaments? If so, how long before you were riding again?
Oh man, so many times. I don't know. That just depends the severity, dude. A lot. Rest up, David. Rest up. He's pushing it hard right now, dude. I don't know if dude. He's doing some big fakie hops and stuff, and
sick.
God, he's awesome, dude. Yeah. Rest up, David. It'll get better.
The last one he says is, remember that time David Goldstein designed the graphics for your KHE bike? And he goes like this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a sick artist, man. You check his page out. He's doing tattooing as well. Yeah. And just he has a unique approach to art, man. It's super cool. Very unique art stuff.
He offered help with me for some like Kanode Knows stuff or MEDIOCRE best stuff. But yeah, he's dope. Mario FBK.
Yeah.
Can Facad make a comeback? We need some of those shirts. Some throwback.
I think I love Mario. He hits me up too. Yeah. Probably not a comeback, but in fact, I think I own like 2 DVD copies, dude. 1 or 2. There's not many left, man. So no comeback in sales, that's for sure either.
I bet somebody could pull off doing a shirt. If you give permission, we can get some Facad shirts going again. That'd be cool. He says,
David.
He says, do you consider yourself one of the great pegless Freecoaster riders of all time? Oh, we covered that. No, you just ride.
I don't consider any of that, man. I just rode, I ride. That's it, man.
I like this one a lot. Dat Kid Cookie Fresh asks, what's your favorite song in a video part of all time? Not just you.
Yeah, it's easy, man. That's on my profile as well. Matt Hoffman, Fugazi, dude.
Nice.
His last on Head First, the last edit is like the best of all time, in my opinion. There's no better edit ever, dude. That 12-foot high, that 540 invert at like 12 feet. It's just the best song and edit of all time. Eddie
Can't touch it. How old were you, do you think, when you saw that? 17?
No. When I saw it, it was like maybe 13 or 14.
13,
yeah, 13, 14, 15, young, no older than that.
I think about how wild it is that like when you watch stuff during those formative years, it's like huge, and there's video parts. I mean, more banger video parts come out now than ever before, but I'm still like voices,
Dan Cox and Voices with MF Doom. That's my favorite song.
Right on.
Like snot bubbles.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, just the level he was. I mean, it's still like it wasn't obtainable then, and it isn't now. Like the level of Mount Hoffman was at.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, objectively true. It's like
yeah, like
yeah.
still holds up realistically. You know what I mean? Like there's dudes that can do that, but like still holds up, man.
I should probably watch Matt Hoffman's head first, huh?
Dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, last part.
Okay, let's see. All-time video. So Keith Grism says, legendary all-time video, then not much else if I'm not oh, okay. What the fuck? He says, obviously y'all will discuss Facade. Were they intending to do more with the brand? Yeah, we covered that. And, and then he goes on to say that's legendary all-time video, blah, blah, blah. Cool. We covered all the Instagram questions.
Right on. Yeah, the pertaining to the video thing though, I that's my favorite section, but my favorite all-time complete video was Right On, man. Front to back. I think that's just man, the way Eddie Roman put that together, man. What a true artist. You got to watch that one, Bobby.
Yeah.
Right On is my favorite video.
Dope. So now that we're in the favorites questions, I think well, I'd like to know what your proudest moment in your career is, thinking back.
There's a lot of fun stuff I guess I was really stoked when I put together that 2-hip section. You know, it was I feel like, you know, there's some stuff in there that I've been eyeing up, like the half cab I did at the end. I'd literally been eyeing up since Facade days. I originally wanted to 180 to fakie that set back in Facade days. And then when I started riding for Ron, I told him, I mean, dude, I knew my body couldn't hold up much longer, many years after, you know, like at that point I was like, I'm going to put together one more solid video part. And at that magnitude, I guess, or at that, you know, level. Yeah. And when I went back to that spot again, the build up and all that, I tried to do the 180 first and fill it out. And I was like, nope, just the momentum. And how those stairs are the top part of there is so slippery, dude. It's brick that it just it just wouldn't be possible. And I broke my foot on that first bail too. It wouldn't be possible to fake, in my opinion. It's just too much going on, too fast and that. But I feel like that was one of my biggest accomplishments, really. Although it might not hold up, or you know, people might think differently of it, but might not.
Pretty gangster, dude. That's timeless, right there.
Cheers, man. But yeah, that was one of my biggest accomplishments. Period.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's great. And then scariest moment, whether on or off the bike throughout the years, like when were you most scared?
Oh man, scared.
I ain't never scared.
Oh, yeah, right. That one was a little scary. I mean, that, and then the fakie hop on my federal part.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one, it was just like that rail was in the way. Just psyched me out. The fact that I'd been riding by that for months, eyeing it up. You know, we talked about doing too many run-ups. You know, it's a metal block at that point. I think that was a big part on it. So the fact that I accomplished that and in the midst of doing it was pretty intimidating. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, for me.
What about like off the bike? Did you ever get into, in all your travels, did you ever run into any kind of dangerous situations?
You know, yeah. When I was in for that, the federal part, right? I just purchased VX 2100, is it right? I'm trying to remember the names. Yeah, 2100. Brand new lens, the whole thing, brand new bag. I bought a skateboard when I was over there as well. Do some filming, you know, soft wheels. And we were out, met there's a couple riders, this local riders, and I wanted to try my camera out. So I just started going sundown. And I noticed there's kind of like these gang kids. And I'm talking, they're like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids that run in packs, dude, like 20 together. Yeah. And as we started setting up, and I even had a light system when on top of my camera, I I turned it on and they immediately saw that. I didn't know they were all gathering on the other side of this road. And my buddy's like, dude, we need to get out of here. We need to put that away. Ooh. And I just threw it in my bag as fast as I could. And at that point, they were all surrounding us, dude. I'm like on my knees trying to put things, my camera in my bag. And I'm looking up and I'm just like, dude, what do you do? 3 of us and like 20 of them.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm just trying to talk my way out of it. And these kids are just like, they're just cussing and getting up, like getting near me, whatever, intimidate me and about ready. They had like weapons and stuff, dude, like chains and stuff.
With an English accent too?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't from around here, no?
Yeah. In a different, I don't want to go into race thing, but they were, not from there.
Yeah.
And they, at that point, I was like, don't panic. What do you do? What could you possibly do? You
just got to give them the shit.
Yeah, someone, it was right next to an apartment complex, evidently was watching this take place. They had a Roman candle. The Roman candle,
like a firework
and they spit out fireballs.
Yeah.
They started firing that off from like the balcony and threw it in to where those kids were, and it started dispersing everywhere, which gave us like 5 seconds to react as they were running out. And I'm one-handed with my bike, cooking, dude. And I look back and my buddy's getting like socked.
No.
My skateboard got stolen. Yeah, I just dropped like 150 pounds at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like 300 American. And that's gone. And they end up going off. He gets beat kind of hard. And anyway, I couldn't just leave him, whatever. But
yeah,
people started gathering by then. They just kind of scurried off. But that was a pretty scary moment, man.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, because they got weapons, bro. There's like 20. They could literally just, all tackle me or something. Yeah. But that was kind of one of,
So wait, did you end up saving the camera? Did you save your homie? What the hell happened?
No, the camera was fine. Actually, all the camera equipment was fine. We dropped thousands on it literally, and then the board disappointingly was gone. I think his bike got jacked.
Damn.
He was bloodied up. Kind of, but there's not much you can do in that situation, dude.
Yeah, no, it's like
you can't be He-Man
and take 1-on-20 to save him. That's a tough.
Yeah,
one.
Exactly. You can expect the rest.
But your heart is racing at that one, dude. That is crazy.
It was. Yeah, I would say that was one of the higher moments of intimidation during my travels.
That's something you'll never forget. That's real.
No.
If you could, talk to a 16-year-old who's getting pretty good at bikes, and he wants to make it in the BMX world, what's your advice for him?
Yeah, don't stop your education for one. Don't whether that means getting your GED or whatever, but don't completely drop out. You got to think about the long run of it. There will come the point when you're 45 like me and you're thinking of retirement and what you're going to do in 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
And just don't completely give up on education. It's so important nowadays. Secondly, I just kind of covered it, man. Do it for the passion.
Yep.
It just has to be that. If you work so hard at something, man, if you're pushing too hard and too serious at something, you're going to get burned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like period. Anything. I'm talking, if you want to be a soccer player, a volleyball player, dude, professionally, if you're so serious that you can't take time to enjoy it, you're only going to get so far with it.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed, man. As we talk about the era that I came up in, it was not about the money. It couldn't be. It just wasn't there like now, and the fact that I had the motivation behind me of just wanting, the free bike parts thing, the travel and all that. And that was my motivation, dude. That's what kept it fun for me.
Yeah, that's fire. Good advice.
Yeah.
Money, you said that. What do you think was your best year in your career? Ballpark.
Oh, definitely contest days, like Diamondback and around that area. Not as much money on the outside of the corporate sponsors, obviously,
Right.
So, being with Adidas and that, and then bigger contest earnings at the time. Definitely during my contest days. Yeah. Early 2000s.
Can you hit me with some numbers? What was the Adidas check? What was a contest? What was it like in a contest and get one of those big old checks? Did you get a big old check?
Respectfully, I don't really like to talk about funds, even what I'm making now or any of that. But I'll say, at 1.6 figures. You know, I mean,
Hell yeah.
X Games alone was like what 20 grand at the time. I think it's more now. I don't know.
Damn.
But
What'd you
but
do with it? What'd you spend it on? What was the first thing you bought after you won the X
I
Games?
think I bought a truck. Bought a
Hell
brand
yeah.
new truck at the time. Never buy a brand new vehicle again. That was my
No.
mistake. But yeah, I made an investment with a truck and kept riding. But
Good for
yeah,
you.
it doesn't, but that's not okay. Making bigger numbers at one point in my career, but I look back and truly, man, my best years were during my struggle. The most fun, enjoyable years were like at Greenville, dude.
Yes.
And like 99, 2000. How
Bologna
can
and
you
iceberg.
struggle, dude?
Yeah.
You know, making $500 compared to whatever 90, 100. It's like, no, that didn't make me happier
No.
on my bike. That provided a lot more responsibility, dude. And but yeah, those were the glory years, man. Riding with Dave, watching him bust out like I haven't even seen to this day, dude. Like that was the most enjoyable time making
It really is, and you don't think it while you're in it. You're like, "Fuck, I'm broke," but like when you look back, you're like, "This is incredible."
It was incredible, man. It was like hard session with Dave and Ryan. I go back and eat a bologna sandwich, dude. Like, what a great sensation!
Crazy. Yeah,
literally.
That's amazing. Okay, let's see. What about Mount Rushmore for you personally? Who's on your BMX Mount Rushmore?
Oh man, hold on. I mean, you know, it's Condor. You know, it's Mount Hoffman and Mirra already. Man, I mean, what is there 4 I got to choose from? Is it 3? Yeah, 4. So it's 4. I haven't been there. That's one place I want to go. Actually, Mount Rushmore.
Hell yeah.
Matt, Dave, Jay Miron for sure, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4th. Jeez, man, there's just so many, and I don't want to say they're, you know.
You're leaving so many people out. Dude.
I know, dude. I mean, there's Taj, dude. There's, you know.
Okay, yeah, Taj. That's a great Mount Rushmore right there.
You know, yeah, let's throw them up there. You know.
What about current day riders? Are you paying attention? Who's your favorite couple of? You don't have to do Mount Rushmore or anything, but who are you watching nowadays that you like?
Like now.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. I think Dennis Anderson's like one of the greatest of all time, dude.
Yeah.
Like absolutely up there, like one of the best ever.
Yep.
Don't need to explain why. I'm watching a lot of Dennis. Watch some Garrett, you know. Obviously, Chad. Just you know who blew me away though, I'm gonna say is who's that kid? God, I can't forget his name. He did that OSS section like 10 years ago, whatever.
Stevie Churchill?
No, not Stevie.
Brandon Began?
I don't think so. He had that. Oh my god, he did like that nollie off the roof onto a bank. Oh my god,
nollie off the roof.
Embarrassed to say, Garrett.
Oh, Garrett Reeves, dude.
Garrett Reeves, man.
Yeah.
That guy, when that OSS section came out, man, that was
football.
Yeah, that was a game changer too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that did.
He was special.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Yeah. I got to see a couple of those in person, but the shit he would do is actually impossible. Like if you go back, there's one clip I think of in his G Sport edit where he goes off of a really steep bank here and then hits a wall ride that's on a straight up wall over here. Just magical biking.
One of the first to see the like stylish nose wheelies too, up that ledge and stuff, and just a really unique style. It kind of it took me back to like when Stevie oh my god, again I'm forgetting names. Federal riders, Steve Hamilton. You know, it was like when he put together that first section, it was like almost like that, just groundbreaking.
Yeah, have you? I got to interview Steven, and that was a trip. Did you ever get to hang out with him?
Yeah, I think I did a little bit years ago. We don't really talk much in the meantime, but all the respect to him, man.
Yeah, legendary.
Yeah, iconic, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, how about Freecoasters? Like after you get involved and you become Freecoaster guy, maybe who came after you? Not necessarily modern day, because I feel like everybody's on a Freecoaster, but like who were some people that you were looking at after after your fire years? I guess I don't know how to phrase that question.
Sure. Let's see. I mean Chad Curley, man, that guy, he does some wild Freecoaster stuff. he blew me away. I mean, more than once, his video edits. And then I'm trying to think, golly.
You probably like Devin Smiley.
Yes.
Devin
Yeah, actually, that is one of them. That is absolutely one of them, man. That guy, like a magician, in fact.
What about like fakie hops? Who's been known after you to do big old fakie hops?
Dennis did some really big, got like fakie bars and I think fakie tilts.
Yeah, he just makes it look so easy, dude.
He does. I know. It's hard. It's just Dennis, dude. You know, we already know.
He's too good.
Unbelievable, man.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's too handsome, too talented, too
Really,
good. It's
the face,
ridiculous.
Dude. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, that's fun to reminisce, man. This has been a real treat, Bruce. I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah, man. How much time we have, by the way?
We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes.
No way, dude.
Yeah, it zooms by, doesn't it? Yeah.
I feel like an hour went by, bro.
Right. What does the future look like for you? What are your goals? What are you working on?
Yeah, health, dude. Just working hard every day. Got my family, got my house. My wife and I was telling you earlier about our responsibilities. We got a busy schedule, dude. I'm having a lot of fun with house projects, man. Yard work in general. It's good for the soul. You sweat, you know what I mean? We're planting grass out back right now, rearranging the front. I wheelbarrowed 7 yards of topsoil to the front of the backyard yesterday. It's just it feels good to have projects like that, man. And in the long run, like I said, I'm just gonna keep riding when I can, when time allows, dude. Gonna keep playing my music. I just, I hope to live this a peaceful, retired life, man. Play music with my boys. And just stress-free, really, man. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I will say this for mental health to anyone out there as well. We all go through these struggles and battles within, but just remember, life is truly what we make of it. There is happiness, no matter what our problems are and the things we've been through, there's it's all about what we make of it. And you yourself can step up and choose a positive path and lifestyle, and it's worth it in the end.
Hell yeah.
Be healthy.
So you said your boys. Do you have kids?
No, pardon me. I do no kids. No,
my boys,
just,
homies.
Boys,
yeah.
my musician friends.
Got you.
Yeah.
Roger that.
All that support me.
And then last question, unless there's anything else we didn't cover, do you got anything that you want to say that you didn't?
Man, you threw a lot at me there. I think
that was fun.
Whatever you got.
That was very fun. Who should I have on next?
Well, you think you said heroes before, right?
That was the original idea. I want to talk to my heroes,
All right. That said, boy, man.
I wrote down Chad DeGroot. He wasn't necessarily my hero, but that was interesting to think about how much he's seen and done earlier.
Why not Jay Mirra, dude?
That would be so fun.
He's like truly one of my biggest heroes, man.
Yeah.
And he's lived. I mean, think about all he's accomplished, dude. I think he just retired from his woodworking, but
he's going to move on to the next thing he's going to kill,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like incredible businessman. He had a 10-pack up there distribution, built that up. Bike riding, just one of the best ever, and then became a phenomenal what do you call it? Artist of furniture. Yeah. And just beautiful furniture. I wanted to buy some, but I think it's a little bit too late for that. Maybe I can hit him up.
Me too. When I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, of course he's this good at it,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. He's for five G's plus, you know. But yeah, I'm hit up Mirra. Maybe I don't know his thoughts on that, but I sure would like to see.
I will. Yeah.
I would love to hear his opinion on things and
for sure
his story.
I'll have to. I'll send you a text with some. I'll have to ask for some questions that you could ask him.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Bobby. Hit me up, man. Come to Portland. Show you some spots or whatever. If I'm down there, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for finally making this happen. It was truly fun, man.
It's been a treat, and I'm gonna in the recording after I take a picture of you. Look at that. Yeah.
Yo. I think it's the longest podcast I've ever done, or interview period. So this was fun. It breezed by though.
Love it. All right, later, guys.
Right on, bro.
All right, I told you that was going to be a good episode, wasn't it? Wasn't it real good? I got nothing else to add, but I like adding these outros. So look at this. If you're watching on video, look, that's my DC's my woman. I love my woman. Okay, bye.